Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Pittsfield Suns pregame show on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Here's the first pitch. Hot shot. High fly ball. Deep right field. And this one is gone. A moonshot by Patrick Sullivan. And a hanging ball over the plate skies this one deep to right field. A 3-run homer in his debut, Patrick Sullivan.
And now we'll take you to the birthplace of baseball, Pittsfield, Massachusetts, and Paul Dowd Field at historic Wacona Park.
Long hold, exhales, the 0-2. Hot shot, past the diving second baseman Ricciardi. Another RBI single. They're going to round the next runner, and there will be no throw. A 2 RBI single by Brian McHale, and the game has been flipped through the momentum, and now the Suns lead it by a score of 5-2.
And now, here are your hosts for Pittsfield Suns baseball: Billy Madewell, Steve O'Brien, and Colin Quinn.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome to beautiful Paul Dowd Field at historic Wacona Park in Pittsfield, Massachusetts, as the Pittsfield Suns get ready to take FCBL action against the visiting Worcester Bravehearts. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us along with the ride. My name is Billy Madewell. Alongside me are my broadcast partners, Steve O'Brien Jr. and Colin Quinn. Gentlemen, yesterday's game will go down in infamy as simple as this phrase is: the comeback.
It was very impressive to see. Definitely the best game I've ever seen here at Wacona Park. I was thrilled all the way through. It was really surreal to see. But now it's in the past. The Suns are back at it today. They're 0-0 on the day, so they need to get a win tonight in order to stay competitive atop the FCBL standings against these Worcester Bravehearts.
Easily one of the best games that I have ever been a part of last night. Boy, it was such a thrill to watch. And if you folks didn't get to see that, you got to go check out that live stream from yesterday, because it was just simply incredible to watch the comeback from the Pittsfield Suns, giving up 9 runs in the third inning. But I'll have a little bit more about the game from yesterday in just a minute. But like Steve said, on to the next one here. Worcester Bravehearts still fighting for a top position. They're very much in the playoff race, so we'll see how this one turns out.
Actually, they're definitely going to be in the playoff race. We should mention that right now, as with yesterday's wild comeback game, the Pittsfield Suns have actually eliminated the Westfield Starfires from playoff contention. So the Suns are going to see postseason baseball. The question is where, because from first place, where the Suns lie now, to sixth place, where the Nashville Silver Knights are, that's only separated by 3 games and currently a 3-team tie for first place. But enough about me explaining that. We're going to have others explain that as we present to you the Pittsfield Suns pregame show on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network with our trip around the FCBL.
Well, we'll take a look at the standings first. Like Billy mentioned, 3 teams atop of the leaderboards for the FCBL standings. The Pittsfield Suns are at the very top, 24-19. They've won their last game, 4-6. However, in the last 10 games, they've struggled a little bit of late, but they did win yesterday against the Starfires. The Brockton Rocks come in right behind them, 25-20 on the season. They won their last game, which was today, 6-4 in their last 10. They're starting to heat up a little bit. And the North Shore Navigators are tied with the Rocks and Suns for first place, 26-21 on the season. They lost their last game, which happened today, and they are also 6-4 in their last 10 games. The Bristol Blues come in at a 23-20 record. They're 1 game back of the first place Navigators, Rocks, and Suns. They've won their last 2 games. That is the highest winning streak in the FCBL. Currently, it's a 2-game win streak by the Blues. They're 5-5 in their last 10. These Worcester Bravehearts that the Suns will take on today are 22-21. They are 4-6 in the last 10 games. They lost their last game out, but they are 2 games back of first place. The Nashville Silver Knights still very much in the race for a spot. They are definitely in the playoffs, as Billy said. They're 22-23 on the season, 3 games back of first place. They lost their last game, but they are 6-4 quietly in their last 10 games. And then the eliminated Westfield Starfires, 13-31 this season, 11.5 games back. They lost a heartbreaker last night here to the Pittsfield Suns, 3-7 in their last 10 games. We move on and take a look at games that happened yesterday. The North Shore Navigators defeated the Brockton Rocks 4-2 in a pitcher's duel from Campanelli Stadium in Brockton. The Navigators got the scoring going early in the second inning when Logan Bravo hit a 2-run home run for a 6th home run of the season, putting the Navigators ahead 2-0. The Rocks would come back in the bottom half of the inning when Anthony Calarco hit an RBI single, cutting the Rocks' deficit in half. In a ground ball by the Rocks, Evan Slight would score the game-tying run in the bottom of the third. And that score would remain all the way to the top of the 8th when the Navigators' Dominic Freeberger reached on a fielder's choice error by the Rocks, and then Logan Bravo would come up next and deliver an RBI single, putting the Navigators ahead 4-2, which was the eventual final score. There was a combined 19 strikeouts in the game, 10 by the Navigators and 9 by the Rocks. The Bristol Blues defeated the Nashua Silver Knights 14-0 in an onslaught from Muzzy Field in Bristol. The Blues scored in 6 of their 8 innings that they had at bats in. The Blues had 6 starters get at least 2 hits, including Dylan Reynolds, who went 4 for 6 with 2 RBIs and 2 runs. The Blues leadoff hitter Christian Beal went 2 for 6 with 3 RBIs, 3 runs, included his first home run of the season. The Pittsfield Suns won a Game of the Year candidate last night, defeating the Westfield Starfires 13-12. The Starfires exploded for a 9-run third inning after a 45-minute sun delay. Thomas Joyce had 2 doubles and 2 RBIs in the inning. The Suns would respond in the 5th with 6 runs of their own. That was capped off by a bases-clearing double by their shortstop Nate Cormier. Cormier would then come up in the 8th inning and double once again to put the Suns in front 13-12. Suns' Mark Coley also contributed with a 3-for-4 night with 3 runs and an RBI. Coley also had a web gem of a play out at second base to really secure the win for the Suns. They took that one from the Westfield Starfires 13-12. What is on tap for today? Well, a game already in the books. The Brockton Rocks already defeated the North Shore Navigators 3-1 in a morning contest in Fraser Field. The Navigators got the scoring going in the 3rd when Sean Lawler hit an RBI double, scoring the only run of the game for the Navigators. The Rocks would respond in the top of the 4th when JP Knight had a 2 RBI double, putting the Rocks ahead. And in the 5th, it was David Driscoll hitting a RBI triple to add insurance for the Rocks and put them ahead 3-1. That was the eventual final score. The Navigator starter Gavin Sullivan struck out 10 Rocks, while Rocks pitching combined for 14 total strikeouts on the Navigators. Later to come today, it's a 7:05 first pitch scheduled between the Westfield Starfires and the Nashua Silver Knights. That will conclude an 11-game road trip for the Westfield Starfires. And your Pittsfield Suns will host the Worcester Bravehearts in hopes of gaining the sole possession of first place in the FCBL standings. First pitch is set for 6:30 p.m. That is your look around the FCBL. I will have FCBL scores and MLB scores in the middle innings.
All right, so that was your trip around the FCBL. We're going to take a quick break. And Steve,
Billy.
he had a certain interview earlier today.
I did indeed have a certain interview earlier today. I got to speak with a hero among heroes from last night's contest, Mark Coley, he's really a very intelligent baseball player. He's got a good baseball IQ. I hadn't spoken to him before, so I didn't know what to expect, but really smart young man, and it was a pleasure speaking to him. So we'll have that for you when we come back on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
You're listening to the Pittsfield Suns pregame show on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
The following commercial is sponsored by feedthepig.org, an organization devoted to helping you save money. We will not entice you with messages like
lowest prices in town, dealer approved, certified pre-owned.
Nor will we brag about our
Huge selection, enormous variety.
We will offer no contingencies like
See store for details. Legal exclusions apply.
because we simply want to help you spend smarter and save better. Log on to feedthepig.org. Find the benefits of saving for every stage of life. Brought to you by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and the Ad Council.
Getting your child home safely
Tap your views together 3 times.
is just a click away.
There's no place like home.
But making sure your child is in the right seat is just one of the steps down the road to safer travels.
I don't know how it works.
Find the right seat for your little one's age and size. There's no better way to get home safely. Know for sure that your child is in the right seat.
How can I ever thank you enough?
Get all the facts at safercar.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to the Pittsfield Suns pregame show here on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network. Steve O'Brien Jr. standing here with Pittsfield Suns second baseman and outfielder Mark Coley. Mark, how are you today?
Great.
Last night, you guys overcame an incredible deficit to beat the Westfield Starfires 13-12. You were down 8 runs at one point, Mentally, how do you and your teammates handle being down by that much? How did you stay focused on trying to win?
Well, we got down really early after Sunday, so like top of the third, I think, big inning. So our mentality is like we have good offense, just keep chipping away every inning, have good at bats, and just get on the pitcher and just try to score runs. That's what we did.
Speaking of that offense, you were a big part of that. Again, you had a nice night last night, 3 for 4 with a clutch RBI in the bottom of the 7th. You tied the game after coming all the way back from that deficit. You've been really clutch all year. Do you feel pressure in those situations when you've got to get a hit to maybe tie the game, win the game, that kind of thing?
I mean, not really, because I know like the pressure is not as much on me as it is on the pitcher. Like I know he has to make a pitch, he has to throw something in the zone. So I'm just looking for something in the zone that I can drive. So that's my mentality in those situations.
Defensively as well, you were pretty spectacular last night. The one play that comes to mind, you had a catch out in shallow right, bases were loaded, 2 outs. You kept maybe two runs off the board in that situation by making that catch. Could have been changing the outcome of the game if those 2 runs come in. How did you make that happen?
I mean, I just saw the ball go over my head and I had a good jump on it, and then I just timed it perfectly and made the catch. So I saw it and I was just like, let me make a play. You know?
Mark Coley, Pittsfield Suns infielder, outfielder extraordinaire. Thank you so much for taking the time. Good luck tonight.
No problem. Thank you.
This is Steve O'Brien Jr. We'll be right back on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
They're your friends. They're your neighbors. They're even famous entertainers. They're teachers.
Okay, class, settle down. Open your book.
They're scientists and astronauts. They're hams. They're 650,000 strong, and they're just like you. Earning your amateur radio license is easy. Just contact the American Radio Relay League at 1-800-326-3942.
Give yourself the gift of a comfortable retirement by setting some cash aside for yourself. Saving a little of your monthly income can be as affordable as the average holiday gift. If retirement is near, you'll want to start saving right away. If you're younger, begin saving now, and compound interest will help your retirement funds snowball. A great way to figure out how much you'll need to save for retirement is to learn how much you'll get from Social Security. Do that in minutes at www.socialsecurity.gov/estimator.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Pittsfield Suns pregame show on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network. Right now at home plate with a meeting of the managers at home plate. You have in the left-handed batter's box Alex Dion. He is the head coach for the Worcester Bravehearts tonight. And for the Pittsfield Suns, Matt Gedman in the right-handed batter's box. Calling balls and strikes behind home plate will be Mark Irish, the umpire, and John Nevis will be calling outs and safe calls out on the base paths. For tonight, we're going to present to you the starting lineup for the visiting Worcester Bravehearts.
Taking a look at the Worcester Bravehearts this afternoon, leading off for them will be their second baseman, number 1, Mariano Ricciardi. In the 2-hole, the center fielder, number 6, John Thrasher. Batting third, the catcher, number 16, Ben Rice. In the cleanup spot will be their first baseman, number 5, Mac Chelly. Batting fifth, the shortstop, number 8, Ben McNeil. In the 6th spot, the designated hitter, number 23, Jack Gardner. Batting seventh will be the third baseman, number 12, Aiden Wild. In the 8th spot is the right fielder, number 18, Joe Pesci. And rounding out the order, in the 9th spot, the left fielder, number 28, Nicholas Martin. They will oppose Pittsfield Suns starter Kelvin Sosa.
And now we'll give you the starting lineup for the Pittsfield Suns as well.
Leading off for the Suns will be the aforementioned and interviewed center fielder today, number 23, Mark Coley. In the 2 spot is the DH for today, number 18, Jeff Bogus, batting third. On first base, number 19, owner of the Baruch Special, Dan Baruch himself. Batting cleanup, the catcher, number 13, the home run king, Jackson Peterson. In the 5 spot, the third baseman, number 28, Taylor Beckett. Batting sixth, number 1, the second baseman, Jack Kalumovic. In the 7th spot is the left fielder tonight, number 39, Dylan Faircloth. Batting 8th, the right fielder, number 2, Kyle Cronk. And rounding out the order for the Suns this evening will be the shortstop, number 8, Troy Strack. They will all oppose this Worcester Bravehearts starter, McCabe Sargent, number 32.
Now for the Pittsfield Suns, again, a historic comeback after coming back from a 10-2 deficit. An 8-run deficit in the third following a 45-minute sun delay that was called way too early, in my opinion. But in the end, the Pittsfield Suns somehow crawl, scratch, they somehow get back and able to tie up the ball game, then later to retake the lead. That was a monster game, certainly a game of the ages and a game of the year candidate for the FCBL. Just an amazing, amazing game, and it was a delight to have, of course, PCTV was here as well.
That was really fun.
Especially because that game lasted 4 hours from first pitch to last pitch, with a 45-minute sun delay, making it 3 hours and 15 minutes. So, guys, with this, now with the Pittsfield Suns having that amount of momentum, they may be spent, but what do they need to do to get the victory here today to climb atop the leaderboard and set themselves alone at first place?
Starting pitching, Kelvin Sosa's got to be really good tonight. They've already lost their definitive ace in John Clayton. He's returned to school. John Morrison has been cooled off a little bit as of late. We're going to need some of these third, fourth, fifth starter guys to step up.
For me, just continue doing what you guys are doing. It's been a 4-6 record, not great over the last 10 games, but they haven't played poorly necessarily. And last night's game was a game that you can say that was easily one of the best games that we've seen all season long. And just keep doing what you're doing, and you've got guys in the lineup that can hit home runs. Clearly, Dan Baruch has come out of nowhere and started to hit home runs. Jeff August, got Jackson Peterson in there today. Just continue to do what you're doing, and hopefully some of the new guys can step up as well.
I think what is going to be, I think what's going to need to be done is Kelvin Sosa. He's going to have to stay away from the walks, and I think also the Suns are going to have to be hitting big for runners in scoring position. So it looks like there's been a slight change in plans for the late scratch in the lineup. We'll get to that in just a moment. We're going to listen in to the national anthem. You've been listening to the Pittsfield Suns pregame show on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Performing tonight's anthem, please welcome Betsy Paula.
Ladies and gentlemen, with the national anthem sung, we are all set for Pittsfield Suns baseball as we present to you once more the starting lineup for the visiting Worcester Bravehearts.
Again, leading off for the Bravehearts today will be their second baseman, Mariano Ricciardi, batting in the second spot. Center fielder, John Thrasher. Batting in the 3 spot will be the catcher, Ben Rice. Cleanup today, number 5, the first baseman, Mac Chelly. Batting in the 5 spot, the shortstop, Ben McNeil. Designated hitter, Jack Gardner, will bat 6th. Third baseman, Aiden Weil, will bat 7th. Joe Pesci, the right fielder, will bat 8th. And rounding out the order in the 9th spot, the left fielder, Nicholas Martin. Again, they will oppose Pittsfield Suns starter Kelvin Sosa on this fine afternoon.
And we're going to take a peek at Kelvin Sosa. He's a split starter in between relieving and starting, has been starting as of late. In 9 appearances, 4 of them starts. He has a 2-1 record with a 3.00 ERA. And 27 innings pitched. He's given up 22 hits, 11 runs, 9 of them earned, 21 walks to 33 strikeouts. A lot of those walks come in bunches. And again, that is exactly what Sosa is going to have to prevent today. as we now have the defensive alignment with a bit of a change here.
Taking a look at the defensive alignment now, it's going to be Kelvin Sosa on the mound. Jackson Peterson is behind the plate from third to first. Goes Kalumovic, Strack, Cormier, and Baruch. And out in the outfield for the Suns is Faircloth, Coley, and Crunk. Defensive alignment today for the Pittsfield Suns.
Outfield dimensions here at Paul Downfield at Wacona Park come as follows. 310 feet down the left field line, 377 in left field. In by 3 feet in center field at 374. The power alley in right center field, that's the deepest part of the ballpark at 403. Down the right field line, 305 feet. And right now we only have the defensive alignment. We're going to try to get the starting lineup as it has been changed with a late scratch for Taylor Beckett. But in the meantime, we are going to kick off the contest with the second baseman, number 1, Mariano Ricciardi, the staple for Worcester, an all-star second baseman for his second year. Ricciardi batting .302, no homers, 19 RBI. That 19 is tied for the team lead. Lefty versus lefty, and Sosa with the very first pitch of tonight's contest. A flash bunt that misses high and away for a ball. The count is 1-0. This ball game starting off at 6:37 p.m. Sosa with the wind and the 1-0. Swung on, foul back. 1 ball, 1 strike.
You can see Ricciardi is a definite workhorse at second base for this Worcester Bravehearts team. He's appeared in 38 games this season as a hitter. That's 3 more than the next best player on the roster.
The 1-1 again, slapped foul.
That being Tyler Becker, who has appeared in 35.
Ricciardi also on an 8-game hitting streak for the Bravehearts.
Sosa the line, the 1-2. Swung and a miss for strike 3. Got him there with a breaking ball, exactly what he needed. Down goes Ricciardi to begin this contest, bringing up the center fielder, number 6, John Thrasher. For Thrasher on the season, he's only batting .230 with no homers, 7 RBI. He's 26 for 113 in 32 games. He is a bit of a base stealer, though. I say a bit because he's 11 for 13, which is easily the best base path runner for stolen base attempts on the team. First pitch, that's in there, a called strike to John Thrasher. The count is 0-1, just getting underway in Pittsfield between the Pittsfield Suns and the Worcester Bravehearts.
Speaking of stolen bases, he had 3 of them in his last game that he appeared in. It was 3 for 3 against the Rocks.
The 0-1 swung on, a dribbler headed towards third. Grabbing that one is Kalumovic. Throw over to first in time. So now 2 gone, and now this will bring up the catcher, number 16, Ben Rice, who is right now batting .351 with a homer, 9 RBI.
Ben Rice, he's been coming alive as of late. June 27th, batting .217. But he has just been on a tear as of late. A lot of multi-hit games for him.
Here's the first pitch to the catcher. It's in there, called strike. Count is 0-1.
On a 7-game hitting streak coming into this one is Rice.
Any multi-hit ball games?
A lot of them.
This one a line shot. Well, he'll continue that now 8, as that's a hot shot into left field. A base knock for Ben Rice to kick off the offense with 2 outs.
Well, on the previous play, Kalumovic made a nice play at the third base position to cut down the runner at first. He fielded a ball without much time to react to it, but that one just a little too hard, a little too far away. Could not quite get it.
First baseman number 5, Mac Chelly. Chelly batting .215, a homer, 16 RBI. First pitch just misses outside. Good pitch. Count is 1-0. Sosa appears at Rice. Not much of a lead there. This one's a hot shot. That's going into left field for a base knock. Rounding second is going to be Rice. He's going to be held up as the throw comes in from Faircloth over to third. Now with back-to-back 2-out singles, this will bring up the all-star shortstop, number 8, Ben McNeil. Right now, him and Ricciardi, the only all-stars in the lineup. McNeil batting .274, 2 homers, 16 ribbies. He's got double the amount of strikeouts to walks. He's got 14 to 28. Sosa has a sign. And the pitch. That misses low and inside. The count is 1-0.
The good thing for Sosa here early, not giving up too many balls. This had his struggles with the walks, like we mentioned in the open. 4 walks his last time out, as high as 7 on the season.
Now the 1-0. Just missing outside. Trying to frame that one was Peterson, but Mark Irish with the gold eye there saying outside. Sosa kicks the 2-0. Hot shot hit it towards short. Grabbing that one is the shortstop. Flip over to second from Strack to Cormier. That'll end the inning on the fielder's choice, 6-4. So in the inning, it's no runs off of 2 hits, no errors, and 2 men left. We now head to the home half of the first. No score between the Worcester Bravehearts and the Pittsfield Suns as we present to you the starting lineup for your Pittsfield Suns.
I'll do my best with the substitutions here. To begin the afternoon, we'll be leading off center in the center field. Number 23, Mark Coley, batting second. Then we the DH, Jeff Bogus. In the 3 spot, the first baseman, Dan Marouk. In the 4 spot, batting cleanup, the home run king, Jackson Peterson. He will catch this afternoon. Batting 5th will be Nate Cormier, subbing for Taylor Beckett. In the 6th spot will remain the second baseman, Jack Kalumovic. Dylan Faircloth will bat 7th. He's playing left field. Kyle Cronk, the right field, in the 8th spot and rounding out the order. In the 9th spot is the shortstop, Troy Strack. They will oppose Worcester Bravehearts pitcher, McCabe Sargent, who I do believe is a new addition to the team.
He is a new addition to the team for the Worcester Bravehearts and his first appearance. He is a 6'1", 215-pound junior out of St. Leo University from Land O'Lakes, Florida, which right now I think he's glad to be here as opposed to the Floridian heat right now because, that's definitely got to be a big booster.
I hear what you're saying.
I'd say so.
Quick moment here to say happy birthday to pitching coach Brandon Chalikas. And now we headed off with the defensive alignment for the visiting Worcester Bravehearts.
For the Bravehearts, McCabe Sargent is on the hill. Ben Rice will be behind the plate. From third to first will go Wild, McNeil, Ricciardi, and Shelley. And out in the outfield for the Bravehearts is Martin, Thrasher, and Pesci. Defensive alignment this afternoon/evening for the Worcester Bravehearts.
Now for the Pittsfield Suns, again, we've already established that right now, because of the victory by Brockton earlier today against the North Shore Navigators in that morning game, can't even say matinee really because matinee is usually afternoon. The Pittsfield Suns in a virtual tie with both Brockton and North Shore, as the Pittsfield Suns are 25-19 to Brockton and North Shore's 25-20 and 26-21 records respectively. And you know what the difference of that is? 5 thousandths of a percentage point.
Ooh,
that's tough.
It's that close. And
I like that all season long. So
I was
so
just
close.
about to
Boy,
say
oh boy,
that,
yeah.
Colin. It has been very close this entire year.
The center fielder, number 23, Mark Coley.
Mark Coley's going to lead things off for the Suns. Had a big game yesterday, including the game-tying RBI double in the 7th. But the center fielder donning the number 23 on the year. Coley's been having himself a year. 294 hitter. Make that a little bit more as this goes into left, and it is in there for a base knock in front of Martin. So that 294 marker will now go up. He's got 7 homers, 25 RBI. First pitch, and that's a single. And now here's the designated hitter for tonight's contest, number 18, Jeff Bogus. He'll bat from the left-hand side with a very dangerous Mark Coley on the base paths. Bogus, 293, 3 homers, 17 RBI. Coley is 12 for 13 in stolen base attempts, and he's looking like he wants to go.
Mark Coley wasting no time in extending his hitting streak to 6 games.
First pitch is low because Sargent slipped on the mound. Count is 1-0.
Well, if I have this correct, the new lineup will look like this. It'll be Coley to lead it off, obviously. Bogus in now. Baruch, Peterson, Crunk will be in the 5th slot in right field. Kolumbovic, his usual 6 at third base.
Pitch is high now, 2-0.
It'll be Faircloth, the 7th hitter in left field. Nate Cormier goes in the 8th slot at second base, and then Troy Streck. Yeah,
So it's a flip between 5 and 8.
Don't quote me on that.
We'll see. That's fouled back. Count is 2-1.
You have been right about a number of things this year, my friend. So I wouldn't be surprised.
We will just see. Cave Sargent out of St. Leo University. 4.51 ERA in his 2 seasons with St. Leo. 7-6 record. 28 appearances, 13 starts. 1 complete game, 1 shutout.
Runner goes. The 2-1 misses low and outside. The throw from Rice over to second is not in time. 13 for 14 on the year.
Close play over there at second base.
Close play.
Very, very close.
But a slide just getting underneath the tag.
That's the right call, though.
Proved dividends. Bogus has a 3-1 count here.
109 2/3 of innings for Sargent at St. Leo. 113 hits, given up 67 runs. Has 94 career strikeouts.
Swung on a miss, and now the count will be full at 3-2 as Coley was about almost 2/5, maybe halfway down the base path.
Most impressive stat about Sargent is in this year 2018, he had an opponent average of 351. Hitters hitting 351 against him.
Here's a payoff, misses outside. That's going to be ball 4.
Or not.
Or not. Where was the strike call? Was it late?
There was no hand motion by the umpire. I can't necessarily hear him from here, but he didn't move his arms at all.
Well, we're going to have to wait for strike 3 calls, if they're there or not. I might have said something. I didn't see any hand motion. I was already marking that as ball 4. Nothing was called.
That was I.
So a late strike 3 call apparently brings up the first baseman, number 19, Dan Baruch, who is batting .303, 3 homers, 15 RBI. That pitch is in there. A called strike, 0-1.
Batters hitting 351 2018 off of Sargent, but in 2019 just 215. So he brought that way down.
A step off.
Brought his average down from 606 to 377 over a 1-year span.
Here's the 0-1. That one slapped on the third base line, but foul. Count will now be 0-2. I think you're right. I believe Kronk is in the number 5 spot now. Number 8 spot would be Cormier at second. Runner goes. The pitch is low and in, and that's a stolen base there for Coley. Now the count is 1-2. Another stolen bag there for Coley. He stole from first to third.
Ben Rice bobbled that ball, had it out of his glove, but couldn't get a handle on it as soon as he took it out of his glove.
Here's the 1-2. Swung on off the glove of the pitcher. Goes to Ricciardi, sliding back in, and they got him. As a fielder's choice goes 1-4-5 on the fielder's choice, and they get the lead runner.
Now batting catcher, number 13, Jackson Peterson.
Coley just caught off the bag a little bit too much on that play. Nice play there by Mariano Ricciardi.
Changing it up with the walk-up music, a little Metallica, is the catcher number 13, Jackson Peterson, the All-Star Game MVP and potential FCBL MVP, batting .281, 7 homers, 32 RBI. First pitch misses, 1-0. Check on first to Dan Baruch, who's got quite a big lead. The 1-0 hits the inside corner against the lefty, 1-1. Sargent checks first, now sets. A 1-1, swung on and missed. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Peterson. Baruch with a bluff steal attempt last time. Now the 1-2, swung on, and that one fouled off. Goes right back to Rice after it's fouled off of Peterson. We'll go again to 1-2.
Looking out over the center field sky, we have a wash of clouds this evening, so a sun delay somewhat less likely than last night where there was not a cloud in the sky.
That is in there for called strike 3. There's the late strike call that we can't really get any inkling of an idea about, but that is strike 3 in the inning. No runs off of 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left. We head through 1 full inning of play, and there's currently no score between the visiting Worcester Bravehearts and the Pittsfield Suns. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Type 2 diabetes is a serious chronic health threat in America. It affects tens of millions of people. Many people who have the disease don't know it. Diabetes can cause health problems such as heart disease, strokes, amputations, and blindness. Talk to your doctor, get screened if you're at risk, and learn how to avoid becoming one of the millions of new cases of diabetes each year. You can help prevent type 2 diabetes. A message from CDC and HHS.
Do you suffer from the heartbreak of brain rot, feeling bored, sluggish, listless, not had a new idea in days? Using electronic gizmos without a clue why they work? Now there's help. Ham radio, guaranteed to stimulate your corroding neurons and open a whole new world of excitement. To learn more about ham radio, go to helloradio.org.
Side effects of ham radio usage include mental stimulation, desire for education, new career paths, understanding of technology, and cases of addiction have been reported. If you experience any of these symptoms, you're welcome.
Ham radio. It's not your granddaddy's radio anymore.
You must be your fairy godmother. Yes.
It doesn't take a fairy godmother to tell you that the right fit means everything.
Good heavens, child. You can't go in that.
Children under 4'9" need to be in a booster seat because they aren't ready for adult safety belts alone. Many parents miss the important step of booster seats.
Maybe you better explain things to him.
Booster seats raise your child up so that a safety belt designed for adults will fit and protect them properly.
Oh, that does make a difference.
Remember that 4'9" is the magic number, and get your little pumpkin there safely in a booster seat.
Hop in, my dear. Oh, thank you.
And like Cinderella, you can live happily ever after.
It's like a dream. A wonderful dream come true.
For more information, visit boosterseat.gov. This has been a message from the U.S. Department of Transportation and the Ad Council.
Now to the top of the second. It'll be the 6, 7, 8 batters for the first time, starting with a designated hitter number 23, Jack Gardner for the visiting Worcester Bravehearts.
Number 23, Jack Gardner.
As we take a peek at Gardner on the air, the utility man batting .229 in 28 games, no homers, 12 RBI. Here's the first pitch. That is not in there for a ball. The count is 1-0. This one does hit the inside corner, about belt high. A ball, a strike, nobody gone in the top of the second. Next pitch, a little high and tight for Gardner's liking. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Back on July 5th, it was a win over the Bristol Blues. Jack Gardner went 3 for 5 with a run. All 3 of his hits were doubles.
This one, broken bat, high drive out to left. Faircloth gets underneath it as it took a weird distance. It started carrying because the wind took it and then just died right down. So Faircloth able to grab that as grabbing a new bat next time up will have to be Jack Gardner. Definitely shattered his bat. Third baseman number 12, Aiden Wild, will now step up to the dish for the Bravehearts. For Wild on the season, he's batting only 171 in 13 games played, no homers, and 2 RBI. Flashing bunt, pulls back, misses inside, 1-0 to the third baseman.
This is Wild's first game since July 3rd, so good 22 days of off time for him. Trying to resettle himself.
Now the 1-0, that's foul tip back into the mitt, so a ball and a strike.
Last time he was here at Wacona Park, went 2 for 4 with a double, a run, and a win over the Suns, 4-2 for the Bravehearts.
Also in with this pitch, 2 balls, 1 strike. Two one from Sosa, shatters his bat as it goes right to Coley, who takes 2 steps in, 2 steps back, and is out number 2. 2 shatter bat flyouts, and now there's 2 gone. Right fielder number 18, Joe Pesci. Pesci batting .328, no homer, 7 RBI. Played in 19 games thus far. That's in there with the pitch for a cold strike, 0-1. Here's the next pitch. That misses high for a ball and a strike. Lineup from Sosa, the 1-1. That's on the inside corner, called strike 2.
Guy that doesn't strike out much is Pesci. Just 8 strikeouts and 64 at-bats. Hasn't struck out in a game since July 10th over the Brockton Rocks.
Swung on, somehow able to get a piece of that one was Pesci. He'll step back into the dish. Sosa will relax. Shakes off a sign. 2 signs. Now has it. The line, the 1-2. Swung on over the pitcher, headed towards second and short. Shortstop has it. Throw over to first. Stretching, it's in time. It's hard to have 2 shortstops in the middle infield, but here they get the communication going. And in the inning, on a 1-2-3 notice, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. We now head to the bottom of the second. No score between the visiting Worcester Bravehearts and your hometown Pittsfield Suns. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Did you know the 3rd leading cause of fire deaths for older adults is cooking? Hi, I'm Rob Neal from the United States Fire Administration with important fire safety tips for seniors. Never leave cooking unattended because a serious fire can start in seconds. Don't wear loose clothing while cooking. Keep towels and pot holders away from the range. Double check the kitchen before you go to bed or leave your home. This message is brought to you by the United States Fire Administration, your local fire department, and this radio station.
You suffer from the heartbreak of brain rot, feeling bored, sluggish, listless, not had a new idea in days, using electronic gizmos without a clue why they work. Now there's help. Ham radio, guaranteed to stimulate your corroding neurons and open a whole new world of excitement. To learn more about ham radio, go to helloradio.org.
Side effects of ham radio usage include mental stimulation, desire for education, new career paths, understanding of technology, and cases of addiction have been reported. If you experience any of these symptoms, you're welcome.
Ham radio, it's not your granddaddy's radio anymore.
They're your friends. They're your neighbors. They're even famous entertainers. They're teachers.
Okay, class, settle down. Open your book.
They're scientists and astronauts. They're hams. They're 650,000 strong, and they're just like you. Earning your amateur radio license is easy. Just contact the American Radio Relay League at 1-800-326-3942.
You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network at Paul Downfield at Wacona Park in Pittsfield, Massachusetts. Billy Madewell, Steve O'Brien Jr., Colin Quinn on the call as we head to the bottom of the second. No score as the pitch is fouled off to right fielder number 2, Kyle Cronk. The count is 0-1 as Cronk on the year, batting .209, no homers, 3 RBI. Next pitch that has a changeup, but no break to it. Was expecting it. Misses inside. 1 ball, 1 strike in the bottom of the 6th. A 1-1 that misses inside. 2 balls, 1 strike in the bottom of the 2nd. No score. 2-1, a chopper headed towards third. Backhanding that is Wild. Throw over to first in time. With 1 gone, brings up the third baseman number 1, Jack Kolumovic. Kolumovic, 290 hitter on the year. He's got a round tripper with 9 runs batted in. First pitch hits the outside corner against the lefty. 0-1.
Lumovic has been striking out quite often recently. A couple of 3 strikeout games, including in the All-Star game.
Missing outside, 1-1. But also one of the few players that played the entire game.
That is true as well.
A 1-1. Swung on a missed. Count now 1 ball, 2 strikes here to Kolumovic.
The doubleheader on Tuesday against the Blues. Kolumovic played in both games, was 0 for 5 with 4 strikeouts combined. Had an RBI, however.
That misses up and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Sees his average dip under 300 for the first time since June 30th. It's the only other time it was under 300 this season.
That's swung on a miss for strike 3. So down goes Kolumovic again to the strikeout. Now the left fielder number 39, Dylan Faircloth, will step up to the dish. Faircloth is only 2 for 15 in 4 games since his return. He's got a run batted in. No walks, 6 strikeouts. Sargent with the wind and the first pitch. Late swing and miss by Faircloth, 0-1.
Sargent has fooled a few Pittsfield Suns batters with pitches like that. I've seen a few swings already where I don't necessarily know if they intended to swing or not. I don't know if they knew.
That does hit the inside corner. Now 0-2. Okay, Gabe Sargent with the 0-2. And on the hands, swung on and missed. And I think that's off the hands. Ouch. We'll go again to 0-2, but definitely got a piece there of Faircloth. Exhales is Sargent. The 0-2. Ricciardi doing circles, trying to head back to the dugout. Maybe a little too early. Look good, just missed. Here's the 1-2. Hot shot, but foul. We'll go again to 1-2.
That one nicely hit by Faircloth, but it's a little out in front of it. Sends it into the foul netting along the bleachers here at Wacona Park.
This pitch misses well outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 gone. And the 2-2 swung on, fouled over the dugout of the Suns.
That's not necessarily easy to do. Not on a bouncer, that is.
This will be the 8th pitch of the plate appearance here. A wide and the deal. Hot shot into left field, and a great job of 8 pitches, resulting in a base knock.
Yeah, my goodness, that was a great at-bat by Dylan Faircloth. We'll see if the Suns can make anything of it with 2 outs already here in the inning. But tough at-bat by Faircloth, fouling off a few pitches, taking a couple pitches. He produces the hit out of it. Nice work by him.
Nate Cormier will step up to the dish, batting .210. No homers, but 18 RBIs, especially that 3 RBI double to deep center field yesterday. Had a big game, player of the game yesterday. First pitch that's in there called strike, 0-1. The 0-1 lays off it as it curves out of the zone, a ball and a strike.
He had that 3 RBI double, but he also had the game-winning RBI double yesterday.
And back in the 8th,
yeah. 4 RBIs. That's a career high for him.
Oh, ho, ho, ho. Faircloth was going, quickly went back, and a step off there from Sargent would have easily gunned him down. He still goes. The 1-1 swung on. Throw over to second is offline as that pulled the second baseman Ricciardi off somehow. I think he overran it, but that's a base knock in the stolen bag there. Swing and miss makes it 1-2. Stolen base for Dylan Faircloth makes him 1 for 1 on the year.
His helmet actually fell down over his face as he slid into second there, so good composure by him to stay on the bag.
The 1-2 swung on, the slow roller headed towards third. Throw to first is high. Did his foot come off the bag? Oh, they say he's out. That'll go down as a 5-3 put out. Very close over at first, but it is ruled an out. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 man left. Through 2 innings of play, identical scoreboard, no runs, 2 hits, no errors. Tie ball game between the Worcester Bravehearts and the Pittsfield Suns. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
I have a passion for the environment. That's why I serve in the United States Coast Guard. We monitor commercial vessels, making sure our ports and waterways are safe and clean from oil or other hazardous material. We patrol our fisheries, protect marine wildlife and their habitats. With all we do, it's about protecting America.
Were you born ready to protect America? Learn more at gocoastguard.com.
Sponsored by the United States Coast Guard in cooperation with the Massachusetts Broadcasters Association and this station.
Did you know the 3rd leading cause of fire deaths for older adults is cooking? Hi, I'm Rob Neal from the United States Fire Administration with important fire safety tips for seniors. Never leave cooking unattended because a serious fire can start in seconds. Don't wear loose clothing while cooking. Keep towels and pot holders away from the range. Double check the kitchen before you go to bed or leave your home. This message is brought to you by the United States Fire Administration, your local fire department, and this radio station.
Now to the top of the 3rd will be the left fielder, number 28, Nicholas Martin, going to lead things off. As we take a peek at Martin for the Worcester Bravehearts. Martin on the year, 258 hitter, 2 homers, 11 RBI. We're going to give you a trip around the FCBL this inning as well as a trip around the MLB. We'll start with the FCBL.
Well, taking a look at the FCBL, 1 game already completed today. The Brockton Rocks defeated the North Shore Navigators 3-1 in a morning contest from Fraser Field. The Navigators got the scoring going. In the 3rd, when Sean Lawler hit an RBI double, scoring the only run of the game for the Navigators, the Rocks would respond at the top of the 4th when JP Knight had a 2 RBI double, putting the Rocks ahead.
First pitch taken up. Count is 1-0.
In the 5th inning, the Rocks' David Driscoll would hit an RBI triple and add insurance for the Rocks. And that would put the game at 3-1. Final score.
That also misses inside, 2-0.
The Navigator starter Gavin Sullivan struck out 10 Rocks, while Rocks pitching combined for 14 total strikeouts in the game.
That one's fouled off the catcher's mitt, and now it's 2-1.
Later to come today, the Westfield Starfires and Nashville Silver Knights just about ready to go. It's the 7:05 first pitch. Doesn't look like they've started quite yet, but just about ready for first pitch. And here, still scoreless through 2 innings of play. We're in the top of the third. No score on the board between the Bravehearts and the Suns.
That's swung on a miss there from Martin. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Flip over to the MLB now. Take a look what's happening in the world of professional sports.
As we got a full count, next pitch, go on ahead.
Well, currently in progress, the Washington Nationals are leading the Colorado Rockies by a score of 7-6 in the top of the 8th inning. Already completed.
Popped up behind us. This might hit the grandstand. No, it hit the concourse. We'll go again.
The New York Mets defeated the San Diego Padres 4-0. St. Louis Cardinals defeated the Pittsburgh Pirates 6-3. Currently underway, the New York Yankees and Boston Red Sox going live from Fenway Park. That one just underway.
Called strike 3 on the lower inside corner. Not sure where it hit, but it's called strike 3. We had to wait about 5 seconds to get the call, but it is called strike 3. Very generous call.
Later today, the Minnesota Twins and Chicago White Sox battle it out at Guaranteed Rate Field in Chicago. The Cleveland Indians and Kansas City Royals set for an 8:15 first pitch. Couple of late games tonight are the Baltimore Orioles and Los Angeles Angels, Texas Rangers and Oakland Athletics. Both those games start at 10:07, and then at 10:10, the Detroit Tigers and Seattle Mariners go from Seattle. That is your look around the FCBL and MLB.
The 1-0 to Ricciardi goes to Coley out in center as it's skied out there. He'll wait all day and collect the out.
Well, very generous call on that strike 3 there to Nicholas Martin by home plate umpire Mark Irish. Very, very close. Not sure if that would hit the zone or if he went on the swing, but I believe it was a called strike 3, so it must have looked better down there than it did up here.
John Thrasher with 2 outs. He grounded out to third his first time up. Here's a pitch from Sosa. Big cut miss from Thrasher, 0-1.
Been really impressed so far by Kelvin Sosa. He's been able to control his pitches and not put up any walks on the board yet.
That's fouled back now quickly, 0-2.
Usually can expect at least 3 or 4 walks from Mr. Sosa on the mound, but not today yet.
The 0-2 swung on heading into right center field. Going back is Coley, and the right fielder instead on the run, Cronk, with the grab out and right on the dead run. That will be the final out of the inning. As it's a 1-2-3 inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. We head through 2.5 to the bottom of the third. No score between the Bravehearts and the Suns. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Check it out, it's the Terminator. Hey, when'd you get back, huh?
Did you have to shoot anyone? Why are you so distant? Are you not happy to see me?
So what's the deal? You gonna get a job now or what?
Me being so jumpy. Put all that stuff behind you, okay?
No one knows what it's like to come back from Iraq or Afghanistan unless they were there. Join other veterans at communityofveterans.org because we know where you're coming from. Brought to you by Iraq and Afghanistan Veterans of America and the Ad Council.
Getting your child home safely
Tap your views together 3 times.
is just a click away.
There is no place like home.
But making sure your child is in the right seat is just one of the steps down the road to safer travels.
I don't know how it works.
Find the right seat for your little one's age and size. There's no better way to get home safely. Know for sure that your child is in the right seat.
How can I ever thank you enough?
Get all the facts at safercar.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
They're your friends. They're your neighbors. They're even famous entertainers. They're teachers.
Okay, class, settle down. Open your book.
They're scientists and astronauts. They're hams. They're 650,000 strong, and they're just like you. Earning your amateur radio license is easy. Just contact the American Radio Relay League at 1-800-326-3942.
The following commercial is sponsored by feedthepig.org, an organization devoted to helping you save money. We will not entice you with messages like
lowest prices in town, dealer approved, certified pre-owned.
Nor will we brag about our
Huge selection, enormous variety.
We will offer no contingencies like
See store for details. Legal exclusions apply.
because we simply want to help you spend smarter and save better. Log on to feedthepig.org. Find the benefits of saving for every stage of life. Brought to you by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and the Ad Council.
To the bottom of the third, and there's a new pitcher in the ball game, and it looks like maybe a staff day here, or a split start of sorts from the Worcester Bravehearts. This is number 39, right-handed hurler, Cole Chudoba. And we're going to take a peek at Chudoba on the season. Chudoba has 5 appearances, one of them a start. He has a 1-3 record with a 7.90 ERA. Only 13 2/3 innings pitched. He's given up 18 runs, 18 hits, 13 runs, 12 of them earned, 6 walks to 12 strikeouts. Limited action as he'll face off against the shortstop, number 8, Troy Strack, the number 9 hitter and last hitter to get his first at-bat in the ball game. Strack batting .273. That's 3 for 11 in 5 games. No homers, 2 RBI.
Now pitching for Worcester from Assumption College, number 39, Cole Chudoba.
No sun delay today. Here's a windup from Chudoba. First pitch. That's in there. Called strike, 0-1.
I have to agree with you there, Billy. I think this might be a staff day for Worcester, as the starting pitcher, Sargent, was pretty effective over the first 2 innings.
The 0-1. That gets in there. A called strike, now 0-2.
Struck out 3 Suns batters, allowed only 2 hits, no runs on the board. So pretty good outing for Sargent, albeit a short one.
In his debut with the Bravehearts.
Yeah, not a bad way to introduce yourself to the team. There you go.
Now the 0-2 misses high and away. 1-2 the count. A windup. The 1-2 from Chudoba kicks up the dirt on the outside part of the plate. 2-2.
Well, the Suns have seen Chudoba earlier this season. June 30th, he pitched 2 innings, gave up 2 hits, 1 strikeout, faced 7 batters, got the win in the game for the Bravehearts in a 4-2 victory for Worcester.
And one is hit foul. We'll go again to 2-2. Slow windup from Chudoba. 2-2. Also in the dirt, and the count is now full at 3-2. Chudoba again, now the payoff. That's slap foul, first base side out of play. Out to the concourse it goes.
Strack putting up a nice at bat here. 3 for 11 here early with the Suns. 2 RBIs, which 2 RBIs came in the second game of the doubleheader in the loss to the Bristol Blues on Tuesday.
3-2. This one into right on a line drive, and the right fielder is there off of one hopper, so Pesci will grab it. And that's a base knock for Troy Strack. Good piece of inside-out hitting going to the opposite end. Speaking of, here's Mark Coley. He also has a base knock, along with 2 stolen bases. Chudoba from the stretch, and the pitch that misses upstairs over the outside part of the plate. 1 ball, no strikes. His next pitch, that swung on and missed. Count is now 1-1 strike.
That was a tough pitch there for Coley. He got tied up inside. Not much of a chance of putting wood on that, but took the cut nonetheless.
Next pitch, that's fouled off. 1-2 now the count. Pickoff throw back over to first. Keep an eye out on Strack. Sun starting to try to peek out of some clouds out there. As the 1-2 is underneath the 5-hole of the catcher Rice, but he's able to quickly find it. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
All Rice came up ready to gun there, but going nowhere with Strack. Smartly so. That ball didn't get very far from the catcher.
Two. Misses low and outside. Now the count is full at 3-2.
The last 5 games, Mark Coley with 5 RBIs. And hitting very well as of late.
Runner goes. It's a shattered bat going out into left, and that will drop down for a base hit. Strack was halfway. He will get in there into second. And a smart play by Strack. Otherwise, if it was cut, he would have been doubled up. He was met there about halfway. Good read on the ball. That's what, the 4th broken bat I think we've had today?
That's been a lot.
Yeah. More than we've probably seen all year here at Wacona. Boy, just in the first 3 innings.
The DH number 18, Jeff Bogus, will step up to the dish as he struck out looking his first time up.
Quick 2 for 2 now is Mark Coley on the bases for the second time here today.
Yeah.
Trudoba from the stretch. Check second twice. And the pitch. This is low and in against the lefty, 1-0.
The Suns have been working to stretch these counts here from Trudoba. Both Troy Strack and Mark Coley worked the count full before reaching base.
That one is foul back. Ball and a strike. This one off the end cap, right over to Mackenzie Gay, who cannot corral as he's sitting on a chair. Just goes right past him.
Well, he certainly had his glove ready in the field last night.
Did he ever?
Pitching 2/3 of an inning for the Suns. He made a couple of nice plays on both outs that he recorded.
Trudoba really paying attention to the base runners as his pitch. That's in there for called strike 3.
Second time that Jeff Bogus has gone down looking. He's not happy with the call.
The first baseman, number 19, Dan Baruch.
Baruch hit a grounder that went over the pitcher and off his glove right to Mariano Ricciardi. And Mark Coley, who was sitting in between third and home, he was thrown out back to third. So Trudoba has 1 gone now, and the pitch, that's right in there, a called strike, 0-1. Now the 0-1 misses low over the outside part of the plate. A ball, a strike, a man gone, 2 men on. Suns threatening here in the bottom of the 3rd.
Well, this is a pretty nice opportunity indeed for the Suns here. 2 runners on, nobody out to start the inning. They used up one of their outs, but still a chance to put some runs on the board here early.
Swung on a miss there from Baruch. Now the count is 1-2. Chidoba will set. And a step off. They threw back to second. They might have gotten him, really. The 1-2. This is low and outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes, a man gone, 2 on. No score here in the bottom of the third between the Bravehearts and the Suns. Way out in front of that one for strike 3 as he swings and misses. Bringing up Jackson Peterson, who struck out looking to end the first. But instead of runners on just first base, he's now got an opportunity with a runner in scoring position.
Baruch was a little bit fooled by that breaking pitch there by Chidoba. It's a nice pitch. Way out in front of it there was Baruch. And now 2 outs when there was nobody out with runners on second and first. Big opportunity here for Peterson.
Chidoba really glaring at Strack as the first pitch misses out of the zone, 1-0.
Well, that's the 5th strikeout so far for the Suns was Dan Baruch through 2 2/3. The Suns team pulling the trigger a few times and looking a few times.
The 1-0 swung on, fouled way back. A ball and a strike.
Yesterday's game, Peterson was one of maybe 2 guys that didn't have a base hit. I think Dom Hughes was the only other guy, but he didn't even register a at bat with his 5 walks in the game.
Suns starting to poke through the 1-1, caught on a miss by Peterson. Now the count is 1-2.
He's taken a few vicious hacks so far, has Peterson. Nothing to show for it yet.
Yeah, we thought we were out of it, but
yeah, I'll eat my words, I suppose. So I'm beginning to poke through. Still a little sliver of cloud underneath where it is now. He might wait until it has lowered below that.
Here's the 1-2, swung on. That's fouled off third base side and not a play.
That the hit yesterday snapped a 6-game hitting streak for Jackson Peterson. He did score 2 runs, however. Was hit by a pitch, walked as well, stole a base. So he did have a productive day.
1-2, up the middle, headed towards Ricciardi, who gloves, throws over to first, and that's going to end the inning. 4-3 put out, no runs off 2 hits, no errors, and 2 men left. We now head through 3 full innings of play to the top of the 4th. Right now, no score between the Bravehearts and the Suns. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
In times like these, violence in our schools is a reality. So it's important to know what to do if a dangerous situation arises and also how to prevent it. Kids, never bring a weapon to school. And if you see a student with one or even hear someone talking about having a weapon, report it immediately. If something doesn't seem right or look right to you, speak up. If someone you know is showing signs of anger, or if you are feeling out of control, tell someone. If you feel threatened or bullied, tell someone. Violent acts often start out as small disagreements. Tell a parent or teacher if you see an argument taking place. It's better to let someone know about a disagreement before it gets out of hand. Let's put an end to these tragedies. Ask your school to adopt an anti-violence program. Visit ncpc.org to learn more about how to keep your school safe. That's ncpc.org. A message from the U.S. Department of Justice, National Crime Prevention Council, and the Ad Council.
Salagadoola, metricaboola, bibbidi bobbidi boo.
You must be your fairy godmother. Yes.
It doesn't take a fairy godmother to tell you that the right fit means everything.
Good heavens, child. You can't go in that.
Children under 4'9" need to be in a booster seat because they aren't ready for adult safety belts alone. Many parents miss the important step of booster seats.
Maybe you better explain things to him.
Booster seats raise your child up so that a safety belt designed for adults will fit and protect them properly.
Oh, that does make a difference.
Remember that 4'9" is the magic number, and get your little pumpkin there safely in a booster seat.
Hop in, my dear. Oh, thank you.
And like Cinderella, you can live happily ever after.
It's like a dream. A wonderful dream come true.
For more information, visit boosterseat.gov. This has been a message from the U.S. Department of Transportation and the Ad Council.
To the top of the fourth, it'll be the heart of the order with Rice, Chelly, McNeil due up, and those three men are 2 for 3, with Ben McNeil, the one with the out on a fielder's choice. Sosa with the first pitch. High fly ball to right field. Going back is Kronk. Deep to right center, actually, and that is caught out in power alley.
Well, Rice certainly gave that one a ride. He's been really pretty fantastic as of late. We were talking about that earlier in the broadcast. He's been one of their best hitters. So, but not quite deep enough. Fortunate for the Suns.
First baseman Mac Chelly, a single to left his last time up. Same with Ben Rice, his last time up. As the first pitch that catches the corner, called strike 0-1.
Well, Ben Rice, the guy that only has 1 home run on the season, put a nice charge into that one, but good range out there by the outfielders, Coley and Kronk.
And also catches in there about knee high. No balls, 2 strikes. Now the 0-2. This is low outside, a ball, 2 strikes. Slow curve, and this one goes over the head of the shortstop Strack into left center field. The center fielder, Coley, will have it. He'll throw in. That's another base knock for Mac Chelly. This one to left center.
They haven't been the hardest hits for Chelly, but they've got the job done. He's been on base now twice for the Bravehearts.
And for a guy that has been struggling, as Chelly has in the month of July, it's now back-to-back games with hits.
As that misses low outside. Want to know the sun really starting to peek through again.
Yeah, maybe start to become a factor here. It's fairly low in the sky, but still very much in our eyes.
The 1-0. That's fouled back. 1 ball, 1 strike. This is going to be tough now with the sun line here. Now the 1-1. Pitch misses upstairs. 2 balls, 1 strike. 1 gone, 1 on. Top 4, no score between the Bravehearts and the Suns.
Just when we thought we were out of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Sun.
Foul back towards us. And 2 balls, 2 strikes now.
The Sun saw my comment about the clouds and raised me. And now we have...
They called your bluff. That's the difference. They didn't raise nothing except the clouds. Sosa leaning in with his arm dangling, getting the sign. Now he'll set. Chelly no threat to steal as that misses up and away. Full count pitch now with Chelly on first.
It's a good heat to that fastball, did Sosa. Nice pop of the mitt of Peterson, but a little bit too high and away for a strike call.
Payoff, inside out swing and defensive swing. Fouls that one off. Remains 3-2.
Sosa had retired 8 straight batters before Mac Kelly was able to single.
Here's a payoff. That one a dribbler headed towards third, but it's fouled off. Yet again, we'll go to 3-2. Eighth pitch of the plate appearance now.
Been quite a good starter here so far for the Pittsfield Suns. 2 strikeouts on the evening. No walks is the biggest number to me that still stands out.
Here's the payoff. Swung on. 9th pitch upcoming as that one's fouled back as well.
We've seen a few tough at-bats so far in this game. A couple of them coming from the Suns side, but a very nice at-bat here by Ben McNeil. Fouling off a few of these Kelvin Sosa pitches.
Payoff is fouled off, and we'll go to 10 pitches. Sosa really not liking this plate appearance here because, well, his pitch count's going to jump up with this one batter alone. Right now, Sosa has a total of 52 pitches, 35 for strikes. Great ratio. But he will give up the walk off 10 pitches. Now here comes Brandon Shalikas to talk things over as Jack Gardner will try to step up to the plate. So in the meantime, we're hoping that a sun delay does not occur, even though it's looking more and more likely that it is going to happen. But gentlemen, will you do me a favor and look outside backwards of the press box and just look up in the sky and see the difference?
All righty, I will do just that. Oh, wow. So literally the one spot where the clouds are not.
It's a cloudy overhang the entire county, I would say.
The one spot where the clouds are not is directly over center field.
Yeah, that's pretty tough to have the one gap there. So digging in will be Jack Gardner. Sosa with a pitch, hits the outside corner, 0-1. Sosa with the 0-1, swung on a miss, now 0-2. Sosa with a nod, checking second at Shelley. The 0-2, way high, 1-2. The 1-2 misses low. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Sosa's got to be careful here. Does not want to lose Gardner and potentially load the bases or even bring in a run here for Worcester.
Now the 2-2, that's in there for called strike 3. Not liking the call at all is Gardner, but that was right in there for strike 3. He's arguing the call, but that was right there. If any of those other strikeouts were called strike 3, that one was a definite.
That was absolutely well designed pitch there by Kelvin Sosa, perfectly placed. No doubt about that. It was definitely a strike.
And that is a big strikeout for Kelvin Sosa. Now 2 outs in the inning. Suns can get out of it much easier here. Have a lot more options on their plate when it comes to retiring Aiden Wild. Of course, they'll have to do that first.
Step up from Sosa. Wild's runners on first and second. 2 gone. That one's fouled back towards us. Count is 0-1. Kick and deal. The 0-1 misses high. Good snag from Peterson.
He's had a couple of those here in this inning. And a couple of those in this game. Peterson, we're quick to talk about the catching prowess of Andrew Fernandez defensively, but really all three of these catchers on this roster are pretty good defensively.
The 0-1, a high drive, but that's going to go foul.
Wow. Yeah.
Well, you got a test drive there, but the problem is you didn't sign the paperwork.
My goodness. That was a ride by Aiden Wild. Lucky for the Suns that he didn't straighten it out. That could have been a big problem.
No home runs on the season for Wild. 13 games played.
A 1-2. Swung on a miss for strike three. Tried to emulate what he just accomplished, but wanted that in fair territory. In the meantime, that'll be out number 3 with a strikeout. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 men left. Through 3.5 to the bottom of the 4th. No score between the Bravehearts and the Suns. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Give yourself the gift of a comfortable retirement by setting some cash aside for yourself. Saving a little of your monthly income can be as affordable as the average holiday gift. If retirement is near, you'll want to start saving right away. If you're younger, begin saving now, and compound interest will help your retirement funds snowball. A great way to figure out how much you'll need to save for retirement is to learn how much you'll get from Social Security. Do that in minutes at www.socialsecurity.gov/estimator.
Did you know the third leading cause of fire deaths for older adults is cooking? Hi, I'm Rob Neal from the United States Fire Administration with important fire safety tips for seniors. Never leave cooking unattended because a serious fire can start in seconds. Don't wear loose clothing while cooking. Keep towels and pot holders away from the range. Double check the kitchen before you go to bed or leave your home. This message is brought to you by the United States Fire Administration, your local fire department, and this radio station.
Hi, we're talking to real smokers about quitting. Tell me when you smoke and why you smoke.
Eat, cigarette, kids, cigarette, dinner, another cigarette.
One on my way to lunch, one after lunch.
And another cigarette, and another cigarette.
Have you tried to quit?
Yes. I become angry.
It ain't that easy. You can't just quit cold turkey. I tried.
What would you do different?
Actually having a plan and thinking it through.
You have to relearn how to live your life without a cigarette in your hand.
With the right plan, you can quit smoking. Free at becomeanx.org. X, a new way to think about quitting. Brought to you by X and the Ad Council.
Bottom 4 here on Ho 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 Christmas in July. We'll start with the number 5 hitter, Kyle Kronk, who grounded out to third. As it looks like we might not have a sun delay. Just avoided it. First pitch just misses the outside corner. 1-0.
Well, the game may not have a sun delay, but I certainly have a lovely green-blue spot directly in the middle of my field of vision.
The 1-0 is a late swing and miss by Kronk, 1-1. The good news is I'm standing up, so I don't get the full effect.
Yeah, I will do my best to carry on.
The kick and the 1-1. This one a grounder headed to the right side of the shortstop. Double pump throw over to first in time. 1 gone.
Second ground out of the game for Kyle Kronk. First one went to third base. This one now to the shortstop.
Third baseman Jack Kolumovic will dig in from the left side. Struck out swinging on a 2-2 pitch last time up. A wave at that one and missed. Way off with the swing. It's 0-1. Chidoba with the 0-1. Oh, it is called strike 2. As the pitch apparently hit when it was off 2 inches off the plate. The windup and the 0-2. Swung on this one, a drive out to left. Going back there is Martin. Pedaling back, he'll reach up. And he made the grab, jumping up across his body. Kolumovic is going to step on second.
Number 39, Dylan Fairclough.
After being out of the base pass, so either way, he's out. But yeah, that's a fly.
I was going to say, did he not catch that? He
No,
definitely caught that.
That was a catch. Dylan Faircloth, a single to left last time up. First pitch, swung on, nubbed foul. Oh, right off the dugout. All right, to a Patriot. It was, yep, right to a Patriot.
Definitely saw that startle a few Bravehearts when it hit off the dugout.
Oh,
can't say. I would have been the same, so I can't even really say anything.
Not expecting that in the least, as this pitch misses low, a ball a strike. Late swing there from Faircloth. 1-2 the count.
I went for the downs on that one. Comes up empty.
Wind up from Chudoba, the 1-2. Misses outside. 2-2 the count, evens up. The windup, Cole Chudoba, the 2-2, holding off on this and a good ideology on it as it misses out of the zone. 3-2. Here's the wind and the payoff. Swung on, fouled off. We'll go again to 3-2.
Well, it's funny how opposite this game is from yesterday's game against Westfield.
Truly.
It's totally and completely different.
That one is fouled off first base side. A lot of continuation foul balls. This will be the 8th pitch of the plate appearance.
We've seen a couple of those plate appearances so far of 8, 9, 10 pitches. Banging batters hanging tough against both sides of pitching right now.
And that pitch is low, and that's going to walk Faircloth. Bring up Nate Cormier.
The second baseman, number 5.
Well, just like last inning when Ben McNeil put up a 10-pitch at-bat, it's an 8-pitch at-bat for Dylan Faircloth that resulted in a walk. That is the first walk given up by Chidoba.
Flashing bunt, pulling back. It's in there, a called strike, 0-1. Hitting up first is Faircloth as this pitch misses low over the inside part of the plate. Ball and a strike. Here's the 1-1. Swung on going out into center field, but right there is the center fielder with the line out into center. So in the inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, one man left through 4 full innings to the top of the 5th. Still no score between the Bravehearts and the Suns. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
So here's my cell phone number, my husband's cell phone number, and here's the number to the grandparents. The number of the restaurant we'll be at, it's just down the block. And I told the neighbors you were here, so if anything happens, anything at all, don't hesitate to call. And what's your cell phone number again? I don't think I put that in.
Honey,
What?
Honey, he'll be fine. Okay, let's go.
I know you're right.
The odds of a babysitter calling 911
1 in 1,400. The odds of a child being diagnosed with autism, 1 in 150. You know the odds of autism. Now learn some of the signs. No big smiles or other joyful expressions by 6 months. No back and forth sharing of sounds or facial expressions by 9 months. And no babbling by 12 months. To learn more of the signs and more about autism, visit autismspeaks.org. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
Top of the 5th inning, still no runs in this ball game for either side. 7 combined hits, and the Suns with the tiebreaker. They have 4 to the Bravehearts 3. So it'll be the 8-9-1 hitters with Joseph Pesci, Nicholas Martin, and Mariano Ricciardi. Here is the first pitch. High drive deep to left center. Going back is Faircloth and Coley. And it is Coley out in center field waving off Faircloth to make the grab.
Coley not in his usual right field this afternoon, but not sweating it too much. He's recorded 3 putouts so far today, 1 in the 2nd, 1 in the 3rd, and now here 1 in the 5th.
Here's a pitch that misses low. Count is 1-0. Next pitch hits the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-1 looks like that missed low. 2 balls, 1 strike. With a nod, Sosa. 2-1. Swung on a miss for strike 2.
Well, I think it's safe to say that we definitely missed the sun delay today.
Yeah.
Watch, they're just going to call it.
for 7 minutes.
The kick, the 2-2. High drive out to left. Faircloth on the run. He will collect the out on a line drive. So there's a line out to left.
The second baseman, number 1, Mariano Ricciardi.
Ricciardi 0 for 2 on the day. And the first pitch against the lefty. Flashing bunt, pulling back. It's a called strike. The entire dugout up in arms. Alex Dion saying wasn't even close.
Whew.
I can't blame him, to be honest.
Oh, yeah. That was not close. That's why you get 3, though.
And that one's not in there. I mean, it works out in the long run, I suppose.
The karmic balance has been restored. Oh, goodness.
An eye for an eye. Now the 1-1. That is called a ball. Just kidding. 2 balls, 1 strike. Two, 1. Wow. Both sides are angry with the balls and strikes here. It's a 3-1 count. To be honest, I don't blame either side here.
No. Yeah, it's been a little
Inconsistent.
Yes, that's the word.
3-1, swung on, fouled off, and now it's a full count pitch. And what I'm hoping is there is not a very close ball 4 or called strike 3. Both sides not happy with his plate appearance for Mariano Ricciardi. Here's the payoff. Swung on this one, headed towards his own position at second, scooping that is Cormier. Throw over to first. In time, that'll end the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. It's a 1-2-3 inning. We head now through 4.5 to the bottom of the 5th. No score between the Bravehearts and the Suns. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Exercise is hard. So is maintaining a healthy diet. Of course, neither is half as hard as dying. Sadly, type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and stroke kill nearly 1 million people a year. Even sadder, most of these deaths are preventable with a few lifestyle changes, including regular activity, healthier eating, and not smoking. Talk to your doctor about your risk for type 2 diabetes and heart disease. And if your doctor recommends lifestyle changes or medication, listen. The reason so many die is because not enough are willing to change. You can stop it, starting right now. It's your life. Listen to your doctor. Eat better. Get moving. Visit checkupamerica.org or call 1-800-DIABETES. A message from the American Diabetes Association.
Type 2 diabetes is a serious chronic health threat in America. It affects tens of millions of people. Many people who have the disease don't know it. Diabetes can cause health problems such as heart disease, strokes, amputations, and blindness. Talk to your doctor, get screened if you're at risk, and learn how to avoid becoming one of the millions of new cases of diabetes each year. You can help prevent type 2 diabetes. A message from CDC and HHS.
Troy Strack going to lead things off here in the bottom of the 5th with the bottom of the order, the bottom man. The Strack, Coley, Bogus due up as the first pitch misses inside, and the count is 1-0. Here's a windup from Chudoba, and that one's a shot. This one a two-hopper headed towards short. Throw over to first is in time. Strack rounds out to his own position. One gone. We'll bring up the top of the order for the third time with Mark Coley, who's 2 for 2 with 2 base hits to left.
Well, since he gave up back-to-back hits to start off his outing, Chudoba's been quite good. He's retired 7 of 8 that he has faced since those 2 hits.
And he hasn't given up a hit since Mark Coley. This one, a slow dribbler, goes through the wickets there of Matt Gedman. Count is 0-1. Chudoba with the 0-1. That misses low and away. Now 1 ball, 1 strike. That swung on and missed. One ball, 2 strikes, 1 gone here in the bottom of the 5th. 1-2 is swung on, fouled off of Coley. We'll go again to 1-2. Chudoba trying to get the sign, now nods. Wind up and 1-2. In the dirt, a 55-footer, and that really got a piece of Ben Rice. That actually got him up in the shoulder. So while he is hopefully taking a short breather, at least one to recuperate, we're going to give you an update on what else is happening around the FCBL, the one other game that is active.
As in the top of the 4th inning, Westfield Starfires have a 3-0 lead over the Nashua Silver Knights. Devin Kellogg with a sacrifice fly, Christian Walsh with an RBI single in the third inning, and then the first inning, Christian Walsh also another RBI single. So Christian Walsh 2 for 2 on the day.
Chidoba with the 2-2. This is way inside. It really was millimeters away from getting a hold of Mark Coley's jersey, and the count is full at 3-2. Here's a payoff from Chidoba. Shatters his bat for the second time, heads over to third. Wild with a throw over to first. It's in the dirt, not in time. There's a base hit for Mark Coley.
Well, at this rate, we're actually going to run out of bats here at Wacona Park.
Yeah, I mean, they just keep breaking them there. They keep swinging. They keep shattering. What is that now, 5?
Yeah. But nice hustle by Mark Coley down the line there. You know, the play is not over until it's over. And in that case, he forced the third baseman Wild to rush a throw there and gets his third hit of the day out of the deal.
Got that speed by Coley. There was.
Here's Jeff Boggess. He struck out looking both times up, and he'll look at strike one. Pickoff throw over to first. Not in time. Very close, and they almost got him napping. Another pickoff throw over to first. Really going to keep an eye out on Coley now because he's now, let's see, 12, 14 for 15 on the year. Here's a pitch well outside. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 gone, and a man on first. No runs, no errors, 8 hits total. Suns have 5 of them. This one a high fly ball out into left. Going back there is Martin. He will make the grab.
Hasn't been Jeff Boggess' day here today. 2 strikeouts and then that fly ball. 0 for 3 on the day.
First baseman, number 19, Dan Baruch.
Dan Baruch will now step up to the dish. Mark Coley again going to lead off of first. With a good-sized lead. Pitch misses outside for a ball. Chidoba checking first. Coley dancing a bit. Stutter stepping. And the count is 1-0, but time was called by the batter, so no pitch. It will remain 1-0. Very late time call.
Yeah.
Honestly, that should have been strike 1.
It was a perfect pitch right on the inside corner.
Pickoff throw over to first.
I went a little bit closer too over there at first.
He was safe.
Yes, he was.
Wasn't as close as that first throw, though. The entire Worcester dugout. Oh, thinking they got him. Pitch misses low and outside. Now 2-0 here to Baruch. Check on first by Chidoba. 2-0. Swung on, foul back towards us. Where did that one go?
I lost it as well. I'm not
sure.
sure.
That one.
Fouled off the fencing, and, well, is it stuck up there?
Might be.
Chidoba, it's a 2-1 count. Coley leads off first. Really getting in the mind there of Chidoba. Swung on a miss for strike 2 to Baruch. Long hold after shaking a few signs off. Now Chidoba will set. Coley again leading off first. 2-2. Swung on a mile long. That's fouled off. Almost out of the stratosphere. Here's Ben Rice. He's going to go to talk out with his pitcher. To talk things over, making sure they get an out pitch. You don't want to face the man up next with 2 men on base. That's Jackson Peterson, who's one of the most dangerous hitters in the FCBL. Here's a 2-2. That is called strike 3 on the outside corner. That will end the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left. 5 innings of play to the top of the 6th. Still no score between the Suns and the Bravehearts. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Did you know the third leading cause of fire deaths for older adults is cooking? Hi, I'm Rob Neal from the United States Fire Administration with important fire safety tips for seniors. Never leave cooking unattended because a serious fire can start in seconds. Don't wear loose clothing while cooking. Keep towels and pot holders away from the range. Double check the kitchen before you go to bed or leave your home. This message is brought to you by the United States Fire Administration, your local fire department, and this radio station.
Exercise is hard. So is maintaining a healthy diet. Of course, neither is half as hard as dying. Sadly, type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and stroke kill nearly 1 million people a year. Even sadder, most of these deaths are preventable with a few lifestyle changes, including regular activity, healthier eating, and not smoking. Talk to your doctor about your risk for type 2 diabetes and heart disease. And if your doctor recommends lifestyle changes or medication, listen. The reason so many die is because not enough are willing to change. You can stop it, starting right now. It's your life. Listen to your doctor. Eat better. Get moving. Visit checkupamerica.org or call 1-800-DIABETES. A message from the American Diabetes Association.
You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network at Paul Dowd Field at Wacona Park in Pittsfield, Massachusetts. Billy Madewell, Steve O'Brien Jr., Colin Quinn here on the call as still no score between the Worcester Bravehearts and the Pittsfield Suns. We head to the top of the 6th with the 2-3-4 hitters for the Bravehearts, with center fielder John Thrasher, catcher Ben Rice, and first baseman Mac Celli due up on deck and in the hole.
I spoke a little bit about how effective Chidoba had been last inning for the Bravehearts.
And on the hands, fouled off first base side, out of play.
Kelvin Sosa himself has been quite effective for the Suns since giving up back-to-back hits in the first inning. He's retired the next 13 out of 15 batters he's faced.
Here's the pitch. Slow curve as this one. Well, perfect
I
timing.
really got to not say these things.
Goes to right field. The right fielder, the throw into second is on a dart, but that is a beat-out hustle double by John Thrasher.
Well, that's a way you want to start off your top of the 6th if you're Worcester. A leadoff double. Now you're threatening early. You got your 3, 4, 5 hitters waiting.
And right now, even as the number 3 hitter, wouldn't it be a bad idea here to bunt if I were Ben Rice? Even as the number 3 hitter. Because you look at Mac Celli, who was 2 for 2 on the day. Instead, he'll swing and advance the runner. So either way, it works out. Throw over to first in time. Runner advances to third.
Well, that works. So we get the runner over to third base. Exactly what you wanted to do. Did your job over there. Everyone out there to congratulate Ben Rice, even though we got an out. He did his job over there. Now the guy, it's 2 for 2, stepping into the box. Dangerous hitter for the Bravehearts.
The infield is actually going to come in here as Chelly's 2 for 2, single to left and center. Well, left center, excuse me. But the infield want to come in here, try to prevent a run coming in. First pitch, that misses upstairs. A ball 1-0. What a pitcher's duel we have seen here today. 9 total hits, Suns with 5. Next pitch, check swing. But it missed high, 2-0. Now the 2-0 also misses upstairs, and now here's a dangerous pitch here. There's one out. Runner on third. It's a 3-0 pitch to a dangerous Mac Chelly.
They're just going to put him on.
Yes, they are.
Intentional walk.
Well, in this case, it's a non-intentional walk. It does qualify for a base on balls. No intentional because 3 balls have already been thrown. And now you try to set up a double play ball here for Ben McNeil, the shortstop.
Wouldn't think Mac Chelly is much of a base stealer. Does have 1 stolen base on the season. Now been caught 1 for 1. That stolen base came in his last game against the Rocks.
First pitch, that's in there to Ben McNeil, who reached on a fielder's choice in the first. Walked in the fourth on a 10-pitch walk, rather. Count is 0-1. Sosa with the pitch. Misses upstairs. A ball, a strike. And the 1-1. Swung on, fouled off first base side. That went right into the 1892 grill. Right to a staff member. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Sosa with the 1-2. Swung on, fouled off first base side in the same spot. Look out. It's going to bounce back in off a tree, and that's going to be a souvenir. We'll go again to 1-2. With the sign is Kelvin Sosa. Runners on the corners. 1 gone. Slow breaking ball. Misses outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. A man gone. Go ahead run, and the first potential run of the ball game is 90 feet away.
Ultimately, not a terrible waste pitch on that one by Sosa. Count still 2-2. You still got something to work with.
Pitch nearly got away. Somehow, some way, Peterson able to grab it. Count will be full at 3-2.
Oh, yeah, Jackson Peterson just saved a run there. So we'll see if that ultimately becomes a factor or a non-factor as this inning continues on.
Payoff. Swung on a miss for strike 3. Desperately needed that. And now you face off against Jack Gardner. And any out will get you out.
Huge pitch there by Sosa. Well executed. Nice fastball. Nice life. Still has nice life to the fastball, though he's late into his outing. Almost 90 pitches. He was at 88.
Looking to confirm. 88, 55 for strikes.
Had a really solid outing so far, has Mr. Sosa.
Just realized you're looking at the same system I'm using. How cheeky. All right, Gardner, first pitch. That's going to be high for ball 1. And now, barring a pickoff, Sosa will be seeing his last inning here today. Right, this inning. Sosa has a sign and the 1-0. Pitch is high, now 2-0.
Suns do have a lefty going in the bullpen.
32, I believe. Sosa with the 2-0. Swung on and missed. The big swing. The count now 2-1.
I felt the breeze on that one from here. Wow. Gardner swung out of his shoes trying to get that one.
Matt Clarkin looks like he's up and
looks like it's
ready
30
to
down
go.
there.
Oh, 30. This one fouled off right back to the catcher. Now the Suns are one strike away from getting out of this jam.
Number 30 would be Milton Baronis, a guy we haven't seen in quite some time.
Very true, very true. We have not.
Looks like he'll be the next man up, whether it be in this inning or next inning. We'll see if Sosa can get out of this inning and leave a runner stranded at third.
Here's the 2-2. Swung on a miss for strike 3. The pitcher's duel continues with a huge strikeout by Kelvin Sosa, ending his outing with a quality start. 4 hits, no runs. We now head through 5.5 to the bottom of the 6th after no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 men left. To the bottom of the 6th, still no score between the Bravehearts and the Suns. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Give yourself the gift of a comfortable retirement by setting some cash aside for yourself. Saving a little of your monthly income can be as affordable as the average holiday gift. If retirement is near, you'll want to start saving right away. If you're younger, begin saving now, and compound interest will help your retirement funds snowball. A great way to figure out how much you'll need to save for retirement is to learn how much you'll get from Social Security. Do that in minutes at www.socialsecurity.gov/estimator.
Hi, this is Paul McCartney on behalf of RAD. If you're drinking, you can't drive my car or any car. Remember, if you're partying this holiday season, don't drink and drive. Got it? It's just not worth it. Doesn't make sense. Thank you.
Yes, I'm gonna be a star.
A public service message brought to you by the U.S. Department of Transportation, RAD, the National Association of Broadcasters, and the Ad Council.
Bottom of the 6th, no scores. The Pittsfield Suns really looks like they're rust today from yesterday, and the 13-12 comeback win against the Westfield Starflyers. But right now, in their last battle at Wacona Park in the regular season against the Worcester Bravehearts, still no score, and we're in the bottom of the 6th in a true blue pitcher's duel. And it'll be the middle of the order: Peterson, Kronk, and Kolumovic. And all 3 men are 0 for 6 collectively. Here's Chudoba with the pitch. Hot shot, line drive right to the shortstop, out number 1. It's as nonchalant as it gets. Now we'll bring up Kyle Kronk. Couple groundouts to the left side of the infield.
I'm really hoping the Pittsfield Suns can get something of a run in this inning so Kelvin Sosa can get the win in the game. He really deserved it. He pitched really, really well. Unfortunately, won't be back for the 7th inning. He's over the pitch count limit. So
he's already got the quality start notched. Here's the first pitch off the end cap of the bat, and that's going to stay foul.
The Suns can strand together some hits, and hopefully a run will come of it and a chance for Kelvin Sosa to pick up the win.
Got a capacity crowd on hand. Kronk looking like he's going to go grab a new bat. When he swung on it, I think he cracked a piece of the end cap off.
He was indeed just showing the end cap of that bat. The home plate umpire, Mark Irish.
Chudoba with a windup and the pitch. That misses outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. As that one's fouled back, and that one's going to go right almost back to the umpire. Oh, how about that? 1 step away. Count is 1-2. The windup from Chudoba and the 1-2. That pitch misses. It looks like low. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 man gone. Chudoba now the 2-2. Swung on a miss for strike 3. So now bring up Jack Kolumbovic with 2 gone. Kolumbovic 0 for 2 with a strikeout as well. And the pitch. This one a chopper. Backhanded. No, it ate up the third baseman because it took an awkward hop. Holding up over at first is going to be Kolumbovic. And actually, that one's going to be ruled a base hit. It hit a weird lip. So that's going to be a base knock over the third baseman's head after it took just a wild hop.
Speaking of Wild, Aiden Wild unable to corral that one at third. He had to kind of get down to one knee and almost try to backhand it, and it bounced over his glove. So the Suns have a runner on again with 2 outs, but still just about as good a chance as they've had tonight as they have not had many.
First pitch in there to Dylan Faircloth, 0-1. Faircloth 1 for 1 with a single, stolen base, and a walk in the second inning, then the walk in the fourth. Chudova checks first, twice, the 0-1. This is outside.
Nobody warming up in the Worcester Bravehearts bullpen. Looks like they're going to ride with Chudova for a little while longer at least.
With how he's been pitching, I can't say I'm surprised. He's been very effective. It's true.
1-1 foul back. The count now 1-2. Really both pitchers right now, Sosa and Chudova. Sargent was fantastic as well because the only thing he gave up was 2 singles and 3 stolen bases. That's it. Otherwise, he struck out 3. Not a bad mark to start with 2 innings and selected work. Pickoff throw over to first. Diving back there is Kolumbovic. The stretch from Chudova. 1-2. Swung on a high drive deep to center. Going back there is Thrasher on the run. And he will make the grab on the run with a sort of a basket catch out there. That's going to end the inning. And in the inning, no runs off of 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left. 6 innings full, top 7, no score between the Bravehearts and the Suns. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Hi, this is Paul McCartney on behalf of RAD. If you're drinking, you can't drive my car or any car. Remember, if you're partying this holiday season, don't drink and drive. Got it? It's just not worth it. Doesn't make sense. Thank you.
Yes, I'm gonna be a star.
A public service message brought to you by the U.S. Department of Transportation, RAD, the National Association of Broadcasters, and the Ad Council.
Type 2 diabetes is a serious chronic health threat in America. It affects tens of millions of people. Many people who have the disease don't know it. Diabetes can cause health problems such as heart disease, strokes, amputations, and blindness. Talk to your doctor, get screened if you're at risk, and learn how to avoid becoming one of the millions of new cases of diabetes each year. You can help prevent type 2 diabetes. A message from CDC and HHS.
Do you suffer from the heartbreak of brain rot, feeling bored, sluggish, listless, not had a new idea in days? Using electronic gizmos without a clue why they work? Now there's help. Ham radio, guaranteed to stimulate your corroding neurons and open a whole new world of excitement. To learn more about ham radio, go to helloradio.org.
Side effects of ham radio usage include mental stimulation, desire for education, new career paths, understanding of technology, and cases of addiction have been reported. If you experience any of these symptoms, you're welcome.
Ham radio. It's not your granddaddy's radio anymore.
The new pitcher in the ball game for the Pittsfield Suns will be a lefty, number 30, Milton Briones. So lefty to lefty now for the Suns. Looking at Briones on the season, haven't seen him in Pittsfield in quite some time. Briones, 9 appearances, has an 0-1 record with 1 save, a 5.55 ERA. 11 and a third innings pitched, 5 hits, 7 runs, all of them earned, 11 walks, and 14 strikeouts. And really for Briones, we haven't seen him here since, well, I should say we. You guys, back on my wedding day on June 22nd, I haven't seen him pitch since June 19th against this very same Worcester Bravehearts team.
Well, it took some time off. It looks like from July 1st to July 23rd, he did not pitch in between those dates. 22 days of rest, but last outing against the Bristol Blues, picked up the save, had a strikeout, and an inning pitched in the win for the Suns, 6-3 in game 1 of that doubleheader on Tuesday.
Leading off for Worcester, the third baseman, number 12, Aiden Wild.
And the Suns this upcoming week going to have their work cut out for them too, because I think they have back-to-back double dips out in Worcester and Westfield.
They have a big one tomorrow in North Shore as well. Not going to be easy for these Suns coming up.
So now in the top of the 7th, leading it off will be Aiden Wild. He's 0 for 2 on the day. This one a hot shot. He's going to get his success against a different lefty. There's a base knock for Aiden Wild.
Didn't waste any time. Took his first pitch and sent it through the hole between short and third. Once again, the Bravehearts have the lead man, the lead-off guy on base.
So Joseph Pesci, ground out to short, fly out to left center. First pitch swinging, it's foul back. It's going to hit off the grandstand and go onto the concourse. The count is 0-1. Briones, runner on first, and the pitch. Just misses outside. A ball, a strike. Aiden Wild over on first. Wild only one attempt, which was successful. Keeping on a check as this one is a line drive. It's bounced. Shortstop has it, pushes it over to second, throw over to first is not in time. How in the world did that happen? He bobbles it and then pushes it. Straight arm like it's a chest pass in basketball.
Hey, however you get it done. Nice play by Troy Strack.
Cormier shoots the J, but is late over to first.
Well, no doubt that play by Strack was done on purpose. He thought about the double play before the ball was hit and tried to make it happen, but unfortunately didn't get it to go.
6-4 goes down the fielder's choice. Pesci replaces Wild. Here's Nicholas Martin with a strikeout and a line out to left. Pitch that misses upstairs, 1-0. Pesci also has one attempt. However, he was unsuccessful.
Ultimately, a key result from that last play. Suns get the lead runner. Now 1 out and a man still on first. Not a terrible situation for Milton Briones.
Pick up throw over to first. Baruch holding the runner on. Briones with the pitch. This is outside, 2-0. Briones checking first, 2-0. Over the plate, but apparently low. Now 3-0. Briones checking first, but time is called. Looks like Martin got some dust in his eye. That pitch is in there, called strike.
As we've seen a few times tonight, Martin had himself locked and ready to chug on down to first base, but called strike will extend the at-bat.
3-1 misses low and only extended for one more pitch. Mariano Ricciardi is 0 for 3 on the day, so if anyone's due for a hit, it's this young man. He's got a strikeout, fly out, and ground out. And here comes Brandon Shalikas, gives up us an opportunity here to give you an update on the game that's happening around the FCBL with one game already final, this game in action, and one more.
Well, that game was the Westfield Starfires and the Nashville Silver Knights just was 3-0 in the top of the fifth, but Sean Murphy with a 2 RBI single, and the Westfield Starfires now have a 5-0 lead in that one. The Brockton Rocks already defeated the North Shore Navigators earlier today in a morning contest. Sean Lawler with an RBI double for the Navigators. 2 RBI double for the Rocks. David Driscoll as well had an RBI triple in the game. But the Navigators starter Gavin Sullivan struck out 10 Rocks. Rocks pitching combined for 14 strikeouts of the Navigators. And the Rocks take that one 3-1. This one still scoreless in the top of the seventh. No score on the board. Suns with 6 hits. And the Bravehearts with a 5.
Lefty versus lefty. 2 men on. Pitch hits the inside corner. As it backed up Ricciardi, count is 0-1. Briones has an 0-1 count. Checking at second. And the 0-1 to Ricciardi is in the dirt. Oh, the throw over to third is offline. And the foot is still on the bag. An offline throw by Peterson. They'll go down as a wild pitch that they advance on, but he had all day, just threw it and overthrew it.
That one could end up being a critical mistake here for the Suns. Now 2 runners in scoring position for Worcester. Again, Peterson had him all the way, shaking his head as he walks back toward home plate.
Infield's going to come in now. Really nowhere that you could put Ricciardi on first with John Thrasher, who just hit a double last time up, is on deck. So they have to stop it somehow, some way. Thrasher on deck. Pitch to Ricciardi. This is inside. 2 balls, 1 strike.
It's not the first time we've seen a runner at third base in this game. Suns had it early on when Mark Coley was over there in the first inning. Last inning, John Thrasher was left stranded at third as well for the Bravehearts.
2-1 is lined out into left. The left fielder will grab it. The throw in is going to be cut off, not nearly in time, as Faircloth played too far in. That's going to be a sac fly, and finally there's a run on the board. Mariano Ricciardi with, sacrifice line out, bringing this contest to a 1-0 Bravehearts lead.
And really, that ball almost got over the head of Faircloth and left. It was a little more well hit, I think, than he first realized. It really went over his head.
Now here's John Thrasher with a double to right last time up. Runner on second. Here's the pitch. Misses outside, 0-1. Flipped, 1-0. Briones with the 1-0. Swung on high in the air, but foul. I think that one actually hit off the roof of the trailer. A ball, a strike, 2 gone. Runner on second. Bravehearts finally get a run in here in the 7th on a sacrifice fly by Mariano Ricciardi. Briones the 1-1. Misses low and in. Now 2-1. That is a slow dribbler headed to the pitcher. No play for the third baseman. Throw over to first is in time. That's going to end the inning with a 5-3 putout in its stretch time. A 1-run comes aboard off the sacrifice fly of Mariano Ricciardi along with 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left. We now head to the bottom of the 7th. Going to listen in to Take Me Out to the Ball Game.
Exercise is hard. So is maintaining a healthy diet. Of course, neither is half as hard as dying. Sadly, type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and stroke kill nearly 1 million people a year. Even sadder, most of these deaths are preventable with a few lifestyle changes, including regular activity, healthier eating, and not smoking. Talk to your doctor about your risk for type 2 diabetes and heart disease. And if your doctor recommends lifestyle changes or medication, listen. The reason so many die is because not enough are willing to change. You can stop it, starting right now. It's your life. Listen to your doctor. Eat better. Get moving. Visit checkupamerica.org or call 1-800-DIABETES. A message from the American Diabetes Association.
Now we head to the bottom of the 7th after stretch time. Finally, there is a score other than 0-0. Currently, it is 1-0 Worcester, following the sacrifice line out into left last inning. It'll be the 8-9-1 hitters, middle infielders Cormier and Strack, and then Mark Coley, the leadoff hitter. First pitch here from Chudova, lined foul. Count is 0-1. Chudova relieving since the 3rd inning has been absolutely electric, only giving up 4 hits. That's in there for a called strike. Good locator from Chudova. Chudova right now at 76 pitches, 50 for strikes. And a check swing, pitches high. They're going to appeal. No way did he go. A ball, 2 strikes.
Well, since his outburst for RBIs yesterday, Cormier's been quite 0-for-2, a ground out and a fly out.
A 1-2 way out in front of that one, kicking out his back foot, and that'll be strike 3. 1 gone here for the shortstop, Troy Strack, who is 1-for-2 on the day.
Number 8, Troy Strack.
Hits the outside corner. A beautiful locator pitch, Chudova. aging like fine wine here today.
Well said.
1 walk, 4 hits. The 0-1 foul back towards us, and that's going to go back to the umpire and sent back whence it came from. Chudova has a sign. Here's the wind. The no ball, 2-strike count pitch. We'll say that Miss Lowe will look good on the outside corner. Now the 1-2. How did he hit that?
Oh, wow.
Going into center field. He wasn't even holding the bat when he made contact. He let go of the bat.
Literally, just
You heard the thunk on it.
one-armed it up the middle.
He didn't one-arm it. He no-armed it. He let go of the bat and it made contact.
Well,
that's where you heard that empty feeling of the bat.
However you got to get it done, you get it done. Troy Strack, 2 for 3 on the day.
One of the oddest singles I'll ever see, but Mark Coley is 3 for 3 with 3 singles and 2 stolen bases. He'll see a pitch, at least one, as this one misses out of the zone, breaking too much. Now the 1-0. Slapped to the first baseman. Throw over to second for 1. No play over at first. So Mark Coley's on for the 4th time, but this one is a fielder's choice. That'll go down 3-6.
That was a nice play by Chili at first to
Real
smack
nice
that
play.
one. That was ticketed for the right field line. And that would have spelled trouble here for Worcester.
So here now Jeff Bogus with a very speedy Mark Coley. He's already got 2 stolen bags on the day. He's 14 for 15 now on the year. First pitch to Bogus is out in front of it on the breaking ball. Swung on and missed 0-1. Coley dancing a bit, feinting as that pitch hits the outside corner, 0-2. Looks like they got 2 arms out in the bullpen. It looks like one's ready for the Suns, that is. Chudova from the stretch. The 0-2 swung on a miss for strike 3, and that's going to end the inning. No runs off of 1 hit, no errors, 1 man left. We now head through 7 full to the top of the 8th. 1-0, the Bravehearts holding on to a 1-run lead in a 1-run contest. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
I have a passion for the environment. That's why I serve in the United States Coast Guard. We monitor commercial vessels, making sure our ports and waterways are safe and clean from oil or other hazardous material. We patrol our fisheries, protect marine wildlife and their habitats. With all we do, it's about protecting America.
Were you born ready to protect America? Learn more at gocoastguard.com.
Sponsored by the United States Coast Guard in cooperation with the Massachusetts Broadcasters Association and this station.
At the American Lung Association, we're fighting for a day when we can all breathe easier. We're fighting for clear skies over every city and healthy lungs throughout the country. We're fighting to free millions of Americans from the addictive grip of tobacco and the devastating effects of lung disease. The American Lung Association isn't just fighting for air, we're fighting for all the things that make it worth breathing, and we can use your help. See what you can do at fightingforair.org. At the American Lung Association, we're fighting for a day when we can all breathe easier. We're fighting for clear skies over every city and healthy lungs throughout the country. We're fighting to free millions of Americans from the addictive grip of tobacco and the devastating effects of lung disease. The American Lung Association isn't just fighting for air, we're fighting for all the things that make it worth breathing, and we can use your help. See what you can do at Fighting for Air.
Top of the 8th, part of the order, Rice, Shelley, and McNeil. A total of 3 for 7 with 2 walks combined in that effort. And the first pitch from Briones to Ben Rice. Lefty versus lefty. Swung on, fouled off. Out of the ballpark, 0-1. Briones with the 0-1. Breaking ball, but it missed high over the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. Kick, the 1-1, also misses high with the same breaking ball.
So it's good. Got good action, left or right, but just mislocating high has been Briones on these last 2 pitches.
Here's a 2-1. That's in there. Called strike against the lefty on the outside part of the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
It's a pretty big inning here for Briones. 3-4 hitters, 3-4-5 hitters for the Worcester Bravehearts up in the order. You can settle these guys down 1-2-3, be huge for the Suns. A little bit of momentum.
2-2, a check swing. They say he did go, which is the correct call. That is strike 3. His bat did go around the plate. This will bring up Mac Shelley.
First baseman, number 5, Mac Shelley.
Shelley is 2 for 2 with a walk his last time up. Here's a pitch from Briones. Big hack and foul back. That misses upstairs. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 gone. 1-0 Bravehearts.
That's the same breaking ball that Briones threw a couple times to Ben Rice. Having trouble getting it down.
That one is a chopper towards third. Grabbing that is Kalumovic. Throw over to first is in time. Now this will bring up the shortstop, number 8, Ben McNeil. He is 0 for 2 on the day with a 10-pitch walk.
We'll take a look at some MLB scores while I have a second here. The Boston Red Sox all over the New York Yankees. Score 8-2. Xander Bogaerts with a 3-run homer. Rafael Devers just hit a solo shot. 8-2 Red Sox over the Yankees.
First pitch is in there to Ben McNeil, called strike 0-1. And they had a mini celebrity throughout the first pitch, actually. It's, well, you wouldn't expect it, but a judge. The 0-1, that's in there, called strike, now 0-2. Part of Cotton Providence. He's a viral judge. He has his own TV show of being in the courtroom. Francesco Caprio, the Honorable Francesco or Frank Caprio.
All right.
The 0-2 lined into left. Incoming is the left fielder, and on the run, he'll make the grab. That'll end the inning. We'll get more into that when we come back, but right now I believe we're going to be listening in Sweet Carolina, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, we are. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. It's a 1-2-3 inning. We head now to the bottom of the 8th. Pittsfield Suns, they're still trail right now by a score of 1-0. It's a new pitcher in the ball game for the visiting Worcester Bravehearts. That is right-handed pitcher, number 33, Christopher Macca. Hopefully we have the pronunciation right. And we're going to take a peek at Mr. Macca. Macca, there we are. I was almost right. When it comes to Mr. Macca on the season, he is a true reliever, 15 appearances with a 2-1 record, 4.82 ERA, 18 2/3 innings pitched, 18 hits, 16 runs, 10 earned, 10 walks to 28 strikeouts. And that will do it for the non-starter, the reliever, Colt Chudova, who pitched absolutely masterful. Five total innings. Faced the lineup 3 times over. Gave up 5 hits, a walk, struck out 6. And right now, he is in line for the win. Should the score hold, we'll certainly see. But talking about that judge, again, he went viral a number of years ago after being very, very lenient with someone who was going through a tough time. And then it kept on happening and kept on happening. And now I believe his brother's the executive producer and the person in front of the filmography for it. It's called Caught in Providence. It's a television series, which is also on Facebook Watch. It'll be the heart of the order for the Suns. They need to get a rally going sometime. They trail 1-0 in the bottom of the 8th now. And here's Dan Baruch. He's 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts as the first pitch misses outside 1-0.
If you're the Suns lineup, you have to be pretty excited that Chudova is out of the game. Could not get much going against him at all.
The 1-0 shattered his bat, headed towards third, but no play there. Oh, and Baruch just snapped his bat over his leg, I believe.
What is that, like 6 tonight?
That's a lot.
No, that's 7 now.
7?
7?
Wow.
Yeah, he's obviously upset because he's clearly blown through his budget.
On the topic of Chudova, he allowed a handful of runners, managed to scatter them throughout his 5 innings pitched. None of them advanced past second base, however. And that one that, none of them advanced, past second base. The one that did make it to second base, that is, was Troy Strack back in the 3rd inning.
Yeah, Baruch snapped that bat over his knee. Bottom 8, 1-0. Bravehearts lead the Suns. Here is the 1-1. High fly ball headed towards first. And maybe out of play. Chelly will run out of room.
Dan Baruch was kind of praying that one got out of play. So we could get another chance at it. He's been a guy that has had his struggles here today, but has been caught on fire lately.
1-2 the count here to Baruch. Macca with the 1-2. That's actually fouled off the butt of the bat and that inner handle. What tough luck. Baruch right now must be irate. Inside, he's got to settle down as he sees another 1-2 pitch. Swung on a high drive into left. It's on a line drive. The left fielder almost overran it. What happened? He lost something. I saw something flicker out there. He's got the ball, but something definitely happened. What, did he drop his sunglasses?
Might have. I did see that. Whatever it was come flying off of him as well.
Yes.
I thought he lost like a shoe or something.
Looks like he already picked up the sunglasses, put them on his head. But wow. That ball was hit on a rope. And Martin out there had to really hustle for that one, made a nice catch.
Almost overran it, though. Jackson Peterson 0 for 3 on the day. Very quiet night for him. First pitch, that misses high there to Peterson. Maka with the pitch. Backdoors him with a breaking ball. Count is 1-1.
Mark Coley, Jackson Peterson.
High fly ball, third base side foul. That's going to go out of play. Now the count is 1-2.
Mitch D'Onofrio and Gary Pair have been guys stuck at 7 home runs for the longest time. If I'm not mistaken, Mitch D'Onofrio is now off the roster of the Brockton Rock. So a guy that has since left after the All-Star game, has not played since. Check today, his name is not listed on the Brockton Rock roster.
That pitch misses high. Now the count is 2-2. He might be on the injured list or inactive list, but either way, yes, not on the roster.
So Jackson Peterson, needless to say, he is due for a home run.
Hot
Or
shot,
that.
he'll settle for
We'll
a
take
base
that
hit.
Well, you can't keep him down forever.
That's true.
Peterson finally comes through in this game to put a runner on with 1 out in the inning. Now the Suns going to need to make something happen here. Offense hasn't been there today. They've managed 7 hits, but most of them fairly inconsequential. Really the only one of note being Coley's to lead off the game, after which he advanced to third on a pair of stolen bases.
Big swing and miss there from Kronk. The count is 0-1. And it looks like that's going to be it for Jackson Peterson. Jack Cooney is going to replace Peterson, who is upset with it, it looks like. Oh, he's got too many helmets. You can't wear 2. I'm not sure if he's upset or what, but either way, this is the time of the game where you need to get some runs aboard.
Not a bad pinch runner to have in position for the Suns. Jack Cooney 6 for 8 on the season for stolen bags. Not too bad of a metric.
Pitch misses inside. The count is 1 ball, 1 strike. Cooney feinted, trying to test the waters there of Maka. Snapped her over to first, safe.
Oh boy, that was a little too close.
Very close, but definitely was in there.
Here is a 1-1. The runner goes, swung on, fouled off on the hit and run attempt, and he'll have to retreat back. Count is 1-2 here for Kronk.
Had a huge jump over there by Cooney. Surprised he didn't take a couple more steps. Didn't really have to. Ball was fouled off.
Checking over on first is Maka. Pickoff throw back to first. Back in safely. Runner does go. The 1-2 misses high. Throw over to second is in time. The tag went on the helmet before the foot got in.
And they had Cooney at second by a good step at least. Nice throw down from Ben Rice.
So caught stealing. Now 2 men gone. Now the bases are clear. 2-2. That's called strike 3 on the outside corner. That's going to end the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left. We head now to the 9th. Bravehearts try to get some insurance runs across. They only lead it 1-0. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Type 2 diabetes is a serious chronic health threat in America. It affects tens of millions of people. Many people who have the disease don't know it. Diabetes can cause health problems such as heart disease, strokes, amputations, and blindness. Talk to your doctor, get screened if you're at risk, and learn how to avoid becoming one of the millions of new cases of diabetes each year. You can help prevent type 2 diabetes. A message from CDC and HHS.
You must be your fairy godmother. Yes.
It doesn't take a fairy godmother to tell you that the right fit means everything.
Good heavens, child. You can't go in that.
Children under 4'9" need to be in a booster seat because they aren't ready for adult safety belts alone. Many parents miss the important step of booster seats.
Maybe you better explain things to him.
Booster seats raise your child up so that a safety belt designed for adults will fit and protect them properly.
Oh, that does make a difference.
Remember that 4'9" is the magic number, and get your little pumpkin there safely in a booster seat.
Hop in, my dear. Oh, thank you.
And like Cinderella, you can live happily ever after.
It's like a dream. A wonderful dream come true.
For more information, visit boosterseat.gov. This has been a message from the U.S. Department of Transportation and the Ad Council.
There is a new pitcher in the ballgame for the Suns. That would be number 35, Henry Leak. There's also a new catcher in the ballgame for the Pittsfield Suns. That is Matt Schneider. But looking at Henry Leak on the season, Henry Leak definitely an elite relief pitcher and closer. Leak, 10 appearances, has a 2-0 record with 2 saves, a 1.63 ERA, 11 innings, 10 hits, 3 runs, 2 of them earned. No walks to 18 strikeouts. How's that for a ratio when it's undefined?
Unbelievable. This guy is as good as they come here in this FCBL in terms of relief pitching. Well, the Suns need a 0 in this inning, and there really aren't too many more players on this roster who are going to get you that 0.
Matt Schneider, the new catcher.
And ladies and gentlemen, now catching number 21, Matt Schneider.
Matt Schneider going to get an ovation as the pitch is fouled off. 0-1, Matt Schneider. When he's not on the field, he is an intern with the Pittsfield Suns. And with Andrew Fernandez gone, they need a third catcher, and he was more than willing to lace up the gear. Swung on a miss there from Gardner. The count now 0-2. That one lined, and that's right into right field for a base hit. Now this will bring up the third baseman, Aiden Wild. And they're going to pinch run for Jack Gardner. That is number 10, I believe that was. Number 10 is Trevor Johnson, and he will replace Jack Gardner in the DH spot as well. Trevor Johnson over on first. First pitch. That misses high. Count is 1-0. Johnson, 3 for 4 in stolen base attempts. I was honestly expecting someone like Becker, who is 7 for 9, but maybe not just about the stats here. 1-0. This is low and outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Leak sets from the stretch. 2-0. Swung on a miss for strike one. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network at Paul Dowd Field at Wacona Park in Pittsfield, Massachusetts. Billy Madewell, Steve O'Brien Jr., Colin Quinn. Here on the call as we are in the top of the ninth with a runner on first. Nobody gone. A 2-1 count to third baseman Aiden Wild as the Worcester Bravehearts lead the Pittsfield Suns 1-0. That pitch is in there from Henry Leak. Good breaking ball. The call strike makes it now 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yes, sir. That was an excellent off-speed pitch by Leak. Froze Wild. Now it's a 2-2 count.
Johnson goes. The pitch popped up, and he might have to go first, but no one's covering first.
They missed it. There's no catch on the play. It's like the catcher, Matt Schneider, overran it. Dan Baruch wasn't able to get there in time. So Aiden Wild gets lucky.
So that'll be just a foul ball, no error on the play. Pickoff throw over to first. Now to keep an eye on the runner over on first. 1 run, 6 hits, no errors for the Bravehearts. No runs, 8 hits, no errors for the Suns. Leak with the 2-2. That drops low for a ball. Now the count is full at 3-2, and knowing Johnson has already ran, there's a very high possibility where he may be off with a pitch here. Does not go, as this one is a foul ball just left of the line.
Wow.
Inches away from extra bases and possibly another run in.
Oh. Just as Aiden Wild got lucky on the missed play by Matt Schneider, the Suns get lucky there. That one was trouble, ticketed down the left field line. Could have been big trouble for the Suns.
A check on first from Leak. Pitch foul behind us. It's going to bounce off the concourse and go all the way halfway up to Wacona Street as that one bounced right in front of a bench. 9th pitch of the plate appearance upcoming. Pickoff throw back over to first. Leak will set. Another pickoff throw over to first.
A little bit closer on that play, but in there in time was Johnson.
Runner does go as the pitch called strike 3 and safe at second.
Well, ultimately, the Suns do get 1 out of it. Runner now advancing down to second. Not ideal, but better than 2 on, no outs.
Joseph Pesci is 0 for 3. Reached on a fielder's choice last time up, and he has scored the only run when Mariano Ricciardi lined out to left on a sacrifice fly. Here's the pitch from Leak up the middle. The second baseman will backhand it. Throw over to first in time. Runner advances to third, however. And now there's 2 gone for the number 9 hitter, Nicholas Martin.
It's getting a little uncharacteristically tense for Henry Leak here in this inning. He's usually a 1-2-3 kind of guy, but still the Suns with a chance to get out of it without a run additionally on the board.
Over 2 with a walk. He will hold off on this one. The count is 1-0.
Martin's able to get bat the ball and a run scored. Be a huge insurance run for Worcester.
Next pitch, hot shot, foul ball down the third base line yet again.
Once again, the Suns getting lucky on that. Very close to a fair ball that would have scored the run.
Here's the 1-1, caught on a miss for strike two. Leak from the stretch, a 1-2 count. That's popped up and shallow outfield. The shortstop Strack getting underneath it. He will make the grab, and that will end the inning and the threat. As in the inning, no runs off of one hit, no errors, and one man left. We now head to the bottom of the ninth. Pittsfield Suns, they need a run. It's 1-0. Bravehearts lead the Suns. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Getting your child home safely
Tap your views together 3 times.
is just a click away.
There's no place like home.
But making sure your child is in the right seat is just one of the steps down the road to safer travels.
I don't know how it works.
Find the right seat for your little one's age and size. There's no better way to get home safely. Know for sure that your child is in the right seat.
How can I ever thank you enough?
Get all the facts at safercar.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
At the American Lung Association, we're fighting for a day when we can all breathe easier. We're fighting for clear skies over every city and healthy lungs throughout the country. We're fighting to free millions of Americans from the addictive grip of tobacco and the devastating effects of lung disease. The American Lung Association isn't just fighting for air, we're fighting for all the things that make it worth breathing, and we can use your help. See what you can do at fightingforair.org.
Getting your child home safely
Tap your views together 3 times.
is just a click away.
There's no place like home.
But making sure your child is in the right seat is just one of the steps down the road to safer travels.
I don't know how it works.
Find the right seat for your little one's age and size. There's no better way to get home safely. Know for sure that your child is in the right seat.
How can I ever thank you enough?
Get all the facts at safercar.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
We head to the bottom of the ninth. A low-scoring affair, and throughout the contest, it has been a pitcher's duel to the full definition of the phrase. There has been 14 hits and 1 run to come out of it. 1 run, 6 hits, no errors for the Worcester Bravehearts. For the Suns, 0 runs off of a very selective 8 hits and no errors. They'll start with the 6, 7, 8 hitters. Scheduled will be Kolumovic, Fairclough, and Cormier.
Baseman, number 1, Jack Kolumovic.
I'd be surprised if we see a pinch hitter. We are at the bottom of the ninth for the Suns, especially if they get a couple of runners on.
See Matt Malcolm swinging
one of the guys I was thinking of.
something of one of those practice bat things. Not sure.
Fungo bat?
I was gonna say I'm not sure what the technical term is, but
Kolumovic had his first single his last time up as it grounded past the third baseman off a weird hop. First pitch misses up, 1-0. Bryce Helgeth, number 31, the new pitcher, looking to close it out. His next pitch, hot shot. There's the start off the rally, a base knock.
Look, can't ask for much more than that out of Kolumovic. He jumps on Helgeth early here.
And Helgeth on the year, 1-2 with a 1.37 ERA in 16 appearances. He's got 9 saves, 19 2/3 innings pitched, 15 hits, 5 runs, only 3 of them earned, 12 walks, double that in strikeouts. That coming from the all-star closer. Here's a pitch. Bounces, and it went back to the pitcher.
Wow. Way to use your head, Ben Rice.
Not sure if that was his head.
Definitely was.
Yeah, I heard the crack of the.
I think that was his kneecap on his leg pad.
No, yeah, that's fair. That might have been it.
It's a very loud ball. Fairclough, 1 for 2 on the day with a walk. Also has a stolen base. Klumbovic leading off first with a good-sized lead. 1-0. High fly ball headed towards shallow center. Incoming is Thrasher. He'll reach up and make the grab. Now with one gone, here comes Nate Cormier. The second baseman had a huge game yesterday, going 3 for 5. At 4 RBI, 2 doubles. He's got a ground out to third, a fly out to center, and a strikeout. Really looking to turn it around today. 9 hits for the Suns, nothing to show for. This one is slapped. First baseman has it, throw over to second, and no play over at first. Suns are down to their final out now. Again, a great defensive play by Mac Chelly. And now the Suns will have to live off the bat of Troy Strack. But here comes Alex Dion asking for interference over at second base.
I saw some of the Worcester players react to that. I was wondering if there might be some sort of argument there about.
He really didn't have a play over at first anyway. He held up the ball then. Then there was some sort of jerking motion. John Nevis talking with Alex Dion about the play. Horning at second. Well, no argument to be had. No throw, and then a jerking motion. There can only be interference if there's, well, even an attempt. That one there was none. He just held up. Troy Strack, 2 for 3 on the day, 2 singles. He represents the winning run. The tying run is on first to Nate Cormier. Helgeth. The pitch. This is high for a ball, 1-0.
Well, can Troy Strack manage to get on base here? We would see Mark Coley come up to the plate once again. He's been one of the Suns' best players this evening, as usual.
1-0 misses way inside. The runner's going to head over to second, sliding in. Now the tying run is in scoring position.
Well, that's huge right there. You got a speedy guy, Nate Cormier, now at second base. A single could easily tie this game.
Count is 2-0. Here's a 2-0. Way inside, and now the runner's going to advance 90 feet away.
Very uncharacteristic of Bryce Helgeth. You got Mark Coley on deck. Oh, boy.
And now here comes a meeting. No one in the pen. It's your all-star closer. No way are they going to pull Helgeth here.
One more wild pitch. Pass ball. This game is tied. Single ties it. 3-0 count here to Troy Strack. That 9-hitter. 2 for 3 night. Big chance here for Strack.
Both pitches went down as a wild pitch. The pitch was well out of the way there for Rice to grab. 2 outs. Runner on third. The Suns trail 1-0. And that's going to be a walk. And here comes Mark Coley.
Well, I don't know if you want anyone else in this scenario, especially given the day he's had today. He's been one of the lone bright spots on the Suns offense. He's been a clutch hitter all year. We talked about it during the pregame interview. Here's the chance for the legend of Mark Coley to grow once more.
The winning run is aboard on first. The tying run is 90 feet away. The Suns, all they need is a base hit. First pitch is high. Suns in delight with ball 5 in a row there by Helgeth. Both teams are not in the dugout. They're on the edge and in front of the dugout. The 1-0. Swung on into right field. There's a base hit. That's going to score. Ron to the runner going from second all the way to third. He's going to slide and get there in time. A game-tying RBI single by Mark Coley. A blown save for Bryce Helgeth. And the winning run is 90 feet away.
He is a special ball player, Mark Coley is. We've seen his skills on display all year, but the knack he has for delivering when the team needs him the most, it's unlike anything I've seen out of any player in this league this year.
And now the game can be in the hands of Jeff Boggins. It is 1-1.
Well, a guy that is due for a hit, 0 for 4, 3 strikeouts in the game, 90 feet away is the winning run.
Coley going to take second, and it gets away from the catcher, and that's seen no play at home plate. It's a walk-off wild pitch, and the Pittsfield Suns win it in a pitcher's duel, and they take advantage late in the ball game. A walk-off winner. It scores Troy Strack. The Suns come all the way back. They win it 2-1 after a whole lot of pitching, dueling, and nothing going for the offense. It was a defensive-heavy ball game. The Pittsfield Suns win it just like that. What a special year now for the Suns here.
Oh, boy.
We're going to get into all this when we come back with the Pittsfield Suns postgame show on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network as the Pittsfield Suns win by a final score of 2-1.
Did you know the third leading cause of fire deaths for older adults is cooking? Hi, I'm Rob Neal from the United States Fire Administration with important fire safety tips for seniors. Never leave cooking unattended because a serious fire can start in seconds. Don't wear loose clothing while cooking. Keep towels and pot holders away from the range. Double check the kitchen before you go to bed or leave your home. This message is brought to you by the United States Fire Administration, your local fire department, and this radio station.
Hi, we're talking to real smokers about quitting. Tell me when you smoke and why you smoke.
Eat, cigarette, kids, cigarette, dinner, another cigarette.
One on my way to lunch, one after lunch.
And another cigarette, and another cigarette.
Have you tried to quit?
Yes. I become angry.
It ain't that easy. You can't just quit cold turkey. I tried.
What would you do different?
Actually having a plan and thinking it through.
You have to relearn how to live your life without a cigarette in your hand.
With the right plan, you can quit smoking. Free at becomeanx.org. X, a new way to think about quitting. Brought to you by X and the Ad Council. Exercise is hard. So is maintaining a healthy diet. Of course, neither is half as hard as dying. Sadly, type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and stroke kill nearly 1 million people a year. Even sadder, most of these deaths are preventable with a few lifestyle changes, including regular activity, healthier eating, and not smoking. Talk to your doctor about your risk for type 2 diabetes and heart disease. And if your doctor recommends lifestyle changes or medication, listen. The reason so many die is because not enough are willing to change. You can stop it, starting right now. It's your life. Listen to your doctor. Eat better. Get moving. Visit checkupamerica.org or call 1-800-DIABETES. A message from the American Diabetes Association.
Welcome to the Pittsfield Suns post-game show on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network. Now, back to Paul Dowd Field at historic Wacona Park in Pittsfield, Massachusetts, with your host, Billy Madewell, Steve O'Brien, and Colin Quinn.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Pittsfield Suns postgame show on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network. Billy Madewell, Steve O'Brien Jr., Colin Quinn here, and oh boy, what a game was that. And this is why I love pitchers' duels, is because something like this can happen. The Pittsfield Suns walk off with their only runs in the contest in the bottom of the ninth. They went up by a final score of 2-1. Peterson, I'm not sure why he's doing some self-home run. There's a walk-off home run by Jackson Peterson, I suppose. Just in a joking manner there. Pitcher's duel in every sense of the phrase, from Sosa to Sargent to Chudoba and to Maka. For Briones, he struggled in giving up that one run for the Bravehearts on a sacrifice fly. Henry Leake did it as well. But really, if you look at these lines individually, boy, was the pitching extra spicy tonight.
Whew, it was so good tonight. Really, really was. I mean, you had Kelvin Sosa go the first 6. Unfortunately, the Sun just couldn't pull it out for him. But he had easily his best start of the year. And then you had some nice relief pitching by the Suns as well. But the Bravehearts, man, Cole Chudoba really shut down the Pittsfield Suns here tonight. If only he could have stayed in for the final however many innings he could have gone. He went 5 innings, no runs. The Suns could not solve him whatsoever. 6 strikeouts as well. Man, if he was out there, I don't know if the Suns would have been able to pull out this comeback.
Well, I think the one thing that is most, I don't even want to use the word concerning, but the thing that is most in doubt, maybe, for me, heading into this playoff run is going to be the Suns starting pitching. You're going to need guys like Kelvin Sosa, like Matt Clarkin, like Mike Noki to step up and deliver quality starts, both in the literal technical sense, which we saw tonight out of Kelvin Sosa, but also just in an abstract sense of good pitching to start off all games. I did a little digging, and I'm glad I get to use these stats. In Kelvin Sosa coming into the day had 9 appearances. 4 of those were starts. In all 4 of those starts, he allowed at least 1 earned run and 20 total hits over those 4 starts. In all of his relief appearances, which that would be the other 5, first of all of them were 2 innings or fewer, except for his most recent relief appearance. He allowed 2 hits across those 5 relief appearances, no earned runs. So he's obviously a guy that works better coming out of the bullpen than he does starting off a game, except for, well, then tonight happened. 6 innings pitched, a quality start, 4 hits allowed, no runs, only 2 walks, which has been a point of contention for him all year, 6 strikeouts. He was very impressive. The Suns are going to need many, many more starts like that out of guys like him and others on this roster if they want to make a deep playoff run.
And this is how everything went on. We had no scoring until the top of the 7th with the second out. That second out was collected by Mariano Ricciardi with runners on second and third. He lined one over to left field to Dylan Faircloth, who really had no play other than to catch it high in the air. He really had no running play towards home plate like you would on a normal out collected with 0 or 1 outs and a throw home, but had no chance to get Joseph Pesci out at home. The pitching, again, just absolutely phenomenal. Bryce Helgeth came into the game in the bottom of the 9th, gave up a 1-0 single to Jack Klumovic, and eventually there was runner on first by Nate Cormier. He reached on a fielder's choice. Then back-to-back wild pitches and a walk to Troy Strack. So Cormier sat on third, Strack over on first, and it was Mark Coley who hit his 4th single of the ball game into right. Hustling all the way from first to third was Troy Strack. And then the first pitch to Jeff Bogus is thrown in the dirt for a walk-off wild pitch winner. Pittsfield Suns come back again for the second straight game and win it by a final score of 2-1. And looking at tonight's player of the game, 4 hits. Game-tying RBI single. You can't go wrong there. Mark Coley, obviously well-deserved with 4 hits total, went 4 for 5, 2 stolen bases, but for the pitcher of the game, and this is more of contention, this was a dynamite start by Kelvin Sosa. 6 innings full, faced 24 batters, no runs, gave up 4 hits, including a double. He walked 2, struck out 6. He threw 58 strikes out of a total of 93 pitches. Kelvin Sosa with the start of the year, in my eyes, who has struggled with giving up walks. He only gave up 2 in this contest, but well-deserved for Kelvin Sosa. Mark Coley, again, coming in crunch time. Just two dynamite players, as well as the game-winning run ran in by Troy Strack on the wild pitch that got away from Ben Rice as it was in the dirt. But what an absolute dynamite couple games here for the Suns. And they're going to be at it here this late of the season. It's going to be an interesting end to the year. And for the Pittsfield Suns, now they are in sole possession of first place, but that can change tomorrow because the Pittsfield Suns travel out to Lynn, Massachusetts at Frazier Field to take on the North Shore Navigators, who now sit a half game back of first place in these Pittsfield Suns. But boy, oh boy, what an amazing game. Gentlemen, your final thoughts on tonight's contest.
Well, I don't know. It's just another one of those games that the Pittsfield Suns were able to sneak out somehow. The bats were there at some points today. Mark Coley really stepped up big time, but it wasn't an offensive explosion like we saw yesterday. It's a completely different game than we saw yesterday. But in the end, Pittsfield Suns really just were able to gather some hits together and some luck as well. And got the game-winning run on a wild pitch, which you don't see every single day. And now alone at the top of the FCBL by half game in standings, 25-19. Not too bad of a record to have going in late in the season, holding one of the top two spots to get a first-round bye, I guess.
Well, the legend of Mark Coley grows. He's an incredible ball player. He's incredibly fun to watch. If he continues to deliver like he has in this whole season, really, this Suns team can ride him deep into the playoffs. Get on his back, fellas. Here they come.
This ballgame started at 6:37 and ended at 9:23 for a game time total of 2 hours and 46 minutes. Following tomorrow's road game in Lynn, Massachusetts, the Suns taking on the North Shore Navigators. The next time the Pittsfield Suns play at home will be on Saturday, as the Pittsfield Suns get ready to take on the Brockton Rox for the final time this season at Wacona Park. As the Pittsfield Suns, they have Worcester lead Pittsfield for the final time in the regular season with a walk-off loss. The Pittsfield Suns come back. They win it by a final score of 2-1. And that game on Saturday against Brockton, that will be game time set for 6 o'clock, pregame set for 5:45. Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for us, and what a ball game was it as well. Alongside Steve O'Brien Jr. and Colin Quinn, for players, coaches, umpires, and fans, this is Billy Madewell signing off, saying thank you for joining us with Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network. Have yourself an absolutely wonderful evening. We'll see you on the weekend. Pittsfield Suns take on the Brockton Rox on Saturday.
Thank you for listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network. Please join us next time for more exciting baseball action from Paul Dowd Field at historic Wacona Park. This play-by-play broadcast of Pittsfield Suns Baseball was a production of the Pittsfield Suns. Any reproduction, retransmission, or other use of the accounts and descriptions of this game without the expressed written consent of the Pittsfield Suns is strictly prohibited.